We are live, and I'm matching the scenery. Ha! Welcome you all for the round number 17 of LBFF Season 7. I am Marcelo Fiorentino, your captain for this afternoon. And somewhere, wherever you are, evening and morning, doesn't matter. I'm your captain for the day. And of course, I am not by myself. I have to bring my co-pilot here, Isa, to bring you guys all the emotions of this incredible round 17. How you doing, Isa?
I am doing so well, thank you so much, Marcelo, and I am excited because this is my favorite group confrontation. As I have said to Marcelo, he does not agree with me, but I love this confrontation of groups. So today we're going to have groups A and B playing, and that's going to be very interesting because Group B is playing for the final time this week, so those teams really do need to make the best punctuation that they can because tomorrow they won't be playing.
And of course, don't forget to join the discussion about this great confrontation here at FF Esports in any social media you guys want. Follow me at Marcelo Fiorentini, follow Isa at Isa13X, because we're going to bring a lot of things for this matchup here today, and the standings will be coming on the screen so you can understand who will be playing, how those teams are playing, why are those teams playing, what are they fighting for, and there we have over here, Fluxo and B4 will be the teams fighting to get to the top. B4 would need a 103 points day to try to get to Magic Squad. However, for Fluxo, it's possible. It's an only 40. It's a 51 point difference, and it's doable in a day for them to come up and try to take Magic Squad from the leadership, right, Isa?
Yes, Fluxo can definitely take over the leadership, but it would be interesting for them if they only gained some kind of advantage in points towards Magic Squad, because of course Magic Squad is playing tomorrow, so Fluxo needs to do the best that they can today, and so does B4, because B4 needs to catch up to Magic Squad, but 103 points in just one round is a lot to go on to. And of course, what I think is very interesting is that we have Godunidas and Loud, that they are right now with similar punctuations, and Loud can get to the first half of the standings if they do better than Godunidas by 20 points on average. So a lot to see today, and we are going to have our very bottom team, Netshoes Miners, playing for the first time this week. So the team that needs the most of a good performance, the most points, is going to be playing today, and we have a lot of expectations for Netshoes Miners.
And looking at the standings, I'd say that some teams have goals to reach. Fluxo has to open up a 30 or 40 point differential. Take it from Magic Squad for the next round. Loud has to go over metagaming for them to settle in a good position on the table after the end of the day. Team Liquid has to try to get also to metagaming or close to metagaming. It's a tough situation. They need 65 points to get to metagaming, so it's tough. But if they can get closer to metagaming tomorrow, those two teams will be playing, and they can try to take over the spot from metagaming. 00 Nation has to close the gap onto Tropas, so as Real, so as Nitrox. They have to set goals for themselves here today.
Yes, and of course we know that not all of those teams are going to be able to do well today, because it is just impossible for all of them to do well. So we are going to have some, maybe 1, 2, 3 teams standing out and really being able to achieve those goals and get on top of the standings, and those other teams are going to get into a serious trouble because they need those points, and we are reaching further and further away from the start of the championship. We are getting closer to the finals, and of course this is no time to try something new if you need to get to the finals. So it's gonna be hard for everyone.
Shout out to Erman Gujar over here, Shamin Ahmed, Tyreek from the NA server. Shout outs to the NA server. RG Kripan, Vinita Adikari always here. Sagar Shressa, Gomes do Dessa Entrega also here with us. Nice name, Gomes do Dessa Entrega. I'm a Gomes as well. And shout outs to everyone on the chat. Tell us where you guys are from, because you're the killers on the chat. You're banging it on the chat. And of course we have our killers here during the season, the kill leaders that will be showing here for you guys. Bobs yesterday reached 100 points. However, he will not be playing here today. Yeah. Iago is.
Yes, and Iago is the closest thing that we have to CS points and kills, so Iago really does need to get this difference to be smaller if he has any hopes of getting to the MVP that we have known to be CS all the way throughout the championship. But Fluxo has been having kind of a bad phase, a bad luck streak, so Iago really will have his chance to get to CS, especially because B4 just came from their best round in the season, so B4 is doing really well, and counting on Fluxo's latest performances, we are going to have B4 maybe being Iago actually maybe being able to pass Tias in kills. Not today, of course, but
he can get closer.
Yeah, he can get close.
He can get closer. Shout out to Emotional Nation over here as well. And we have all those guys on the kill leaders list, but there are some guys that are close to that list that will be playing here today. Hender, Easy, Trap, they will all be playing here today, and they can get into that kill leaders list depending on their performance. However, for Hender and Easy, this is the last day of the week for them. For Trap, it's the first one, so we have some guys trying to threaten the top of the kill leaders list that on the beginning of the season we thought that it would be impossible to reach CS. Now it's something that we see a possibility of happening.
Yes, I do see a possibility, especially with Iago, as I have said before. But Bobs, if he had done some more kills, if he had picked up some more kills yesterday, he would be also kind of close to CS. My voice has kind of failed. But still, there is a possibility to get to see, especially because we still have nine matches in the finals, besides all the rounds that we have left in this phase of the championship. So a lot to go on.
We'll go for a quick break of 2 minutes, and as Galvão would say, we'll come back definitively to bring you guys all the emotions of the round 17 of LBFF. We'll be right back. We are back live, and we are getting closer to the takeoff for the first map of the day for Purgatory. Here is the rotation of the maps here today: Purgatory, Kalahari, Bermuda, and then we go what? Purgatory, Kalahari, Bermuda. Shoutouts to the chat with Tyreek from Jamaica. Love Jamaica, amazing place. FL4 from Trinidad and Tobago, the great White York country. Joelson also over here. Ajinkia Gamer. Shoutouts to India. Junaid Khan, I believe that this is a Pakistani flag. If it's not, I'm sorry. My geography is kind of bad here today. Shoutouts to King #7, also here with us. And Isa, your expectations expectations for this Purgatory map? We know that this is a map that Magic Squad dominates. However, we've seen great things from before, taking a double booyah last week in Purgatory. We've seen some great things from Fluxo on the beginning of the season. So what do you expect from those teams here in Purgatory?
So I'm going to say that I have high expectations for Black Dragons Vasco because yesterday they had only 36 points throughout the entire day. So they come from a very bad performance and they need to pick up those points today. Otherwise, they will fall even further in the standings, and that's going to be very tough on them because we saw Black Dragons Vasco taking over the second place in the standings.
1 point from Fluxo.
Yes, 1 point from Flux. They were almost the leaders, and now they really dropped in positions inside of the standings. So I have high expectations for them, not only in Purgatory but all of the day. And I am gonna say that Fluxo also, I'm kind of counting on the fact that they won't have this bad luck forever. So I would bet on them today.
At some time, they will have to wake up for real.
Yes.
So they can be today the team to take the lead from Magic Squad. And we gotta point out that Cias, since the beginning of the competition, there was no week that finished without Cias on the leadership of the Q Leaders list. Is it possible for Iago to take it from him?
I do think it's possible, but what Cias has been playing in this season, what Cias has been doing in terms of gameplay is just another level of... It's another level of skill, it's another level of everything. So Cias is one of my favorite players, and he is the favorite, of course, to get the MVP for this season. So I don't know, it's gonna be hard for Iago, but it's possible. It's of course mathematically possible. It's possible in every single way. So let's see, especially counting on the fact that B4 is such a stable team. So B4 is a team that's very constant and they always do well. So if Iago can get some advantage on that, he will be able to get so close to Cias.
Let's check this out. We're getting ready to take off, so I'm calling for the list. Vince from the NA server, Ronnie, CRJ7, also here with us. You're all on the plane because we're clear to take off, so let's hit the skies! Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight R17D1 heading straight to Purgatory. This is your captain, myself, Fiorentina, and by my side, my co-pilot, Isa, invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop, Isa!
And the first map of the day has a very good airplane route for everyone. We are reaching to Purgatory, and I kind of thought about the fact that yesterday the people in the chat said that Purgatory was not the usual start-off map for their championships, and I kind of imagined what if LBFF started off with maybe Kalahari or Bermuda, but we are always used to beginning with Purgatory, and it is one of my favorite maps. I love it. So let's see right now, everyone's getting to their usual drop calls, and we start on the screen of Fluxo. Fluxo that has a high dominance of Central, and of course, as I said before, I expect a lot from them today because they are trying to get back to their leadership that they took for so many weeks in a row. So let's check out what Fluxo is going to be able to do for this first map.
Let's check this out. We see Vivocade going after Netshoes Miners. This is not Netshoes' usual drop call. They usually try to go to Fire Brigade, but they couldn't get to it. That got the kill on Broilo. They will get the first blood. But the rest of Netshoes Miners are on the Fire Brigade Island. So probably using that player to try to get to the blue zone, to try to get some information, maybe some good loot, and it ended up not working really well for them.
Yes, I think that Netshoes Miners and, of course, all the teams that usually drop call at Lumber Mill send a player off to kind of make the loot of campsite, because the players that drop call at Forge, that are usually Vivocade and Magic Squad, they don't get so far along on campsite. They usually stay more focused on the Forge area. So right now, that was a bad decision because the blue zone falling on campsite made Vivocade a lot more interested to go and loot that zone, so that a lone player kind of did not stand a chance, but he's going to be put back in the game as we are accustomed to.
And we check out right now that got getting his loot, and Vivocade is another team that is quietly and always fighting for the top. Is the former LBFF 5 champions, LBFF 6 runner-ups, they are always a quiet and dangerous team to face in the end of the season.
Yes, yes. Vivo Cage is also one of the teams that I think are the most stable in the championship. They are doing so well for splits and splits in a row, but look who's not doing so well. Cruzeiro Trap is already on the floor.
Already on the floor as before tries to come over, and we know that in Brasilia there is always confrontation with before. Giga puts Lobato to the floor, Jubinha brings it back, sends Giga to sleep, and now before has to deal with a 4v1 fight against Cruzeiro. Only one player from Cruzeiro trying to run away. It seems to be R7 still on his feet, running away and probably trying to get to the hard zone, but before is giving chase. They want to take down Cruzeiro and take Brasilia all for themselves. We see Iago rotating over there. 3 kills, 2 on the hands of Iago. Now 98 for him on the kill leaders list. 2 more for him to get to 100. And Ty Bobs on the second position. Now we see that before is leaping towards the players from Cruzeiro. We see Chinês, the guy from Rio de Janeiro, and Jubinha from Rio Grande do Norte now chasing R7, trying to get to the player of Cruzeiro. R7 hiding. He has a shotgun on his hands, an auto shotgun on his hands, an XM to try to take down the players from before. Lobato chases him with the charge buster. R7 puts Chinês to sleep, and he tries to put Jubinha as well, but he will not be able to. So Cruzeiro is back on the lobby on the 12th position with no points. Is
hard start for Cruzeiro. Cruzeiro that also did not make a very good last round in the last week, but right now they also start Purgatory off in the worst way possible in the 12th position. But who started off very well was before, and Iago, as you have said, has already 2 kills in the match, and I think he wants to give Cias some trouble, but look, Cias is already taking hits.
But Fact will put Butch to the floor after he gets the Kappa on Cias. Now Team Liquid, that needed some good points to get to a comfortable position, will take the first player down. Mariana Ferreira saying it's LBFF day, going for Fluxo. God Frost here saying he thinks that Garunidas will have at least 550 points here today.
500
points would
really
be incredible.
Cool.
Would be incredible. And shout out to Ritik Singh asking who is the IGL of Fluxo. It's Japa BKR, the captain of Fluxo, the shot caller for this Fluxo squad. Prem Gaming cheering for 00 Nation over here, saying he loves us all. Thank you so much, Prem, for being here with us. We also love you. Lux Semog cheering for Vasco da Gama. Sam FF cheering for Fluxo. Govind Kumar also cheering for Fluxo. Rian saying he loves you, Isa.
Oh, thank you.
In Portuguese.
I love you too.
He said it in Portuguese.
Te amo.
Te amo. And then we have here the players in Central trying to gather some loot. Ousado using the negative edge of Central. Is he trying to see if there is someone going for that rotation? Why is he there?
I think maybe he's trying to make some kind of target out of the players in the other side of the island, because the safe zone has shrinked a lot to the island of Central. So they are going to have to see, because it's so south of the map, and the safe zone is going to really dictate how well they are going to position. But it is a valid mark, because a lot of teams like to make that rotation through the water, and especially through the bridge of Central. So Fluxo is going to have to make a very strong mark.
It's maybe some kind of scouting for the space there in Central. The safe zone is closing indeed to Central. Let's see where the next safe zone will close to. And then we see Loud and Vasco. Once again, that fight going on is it's usual. They are always going at each other, and the safe zone closed a little bit to the south, but more to the east. They could force the players from Central to take off to go to the ski lodge area, to the campsite area. But now we have Loud rotating and trying to go after the players from Vasco. They were being targeted by car, and now Vasco is inside of the gas and in trouble to fight, but they put
Kronos to the
floor.
I think that was a bad choice for Black Dragons Vasco. They should not have blown up Loud's cars, because
they are inside of the gas. They need to run, and it will take a lot of time for them to rush after the fight if they are alive.
Yes, a lot of ices as well.
And the grenades coming in from Noda, trying to take some life away from the players of Vasco. Hender took a lot of damage. Chucky now takes a lot of damage. And now Hender will take Kawan to the floor. The Grenadier from Vasco. Look at Hender now getting Nada. Amazing job. Look at Hender. The triple kill for the Grenadier from Vasco. Incredible job by Hender. Going full Kobe. And now he will take Kronos to the floor. It was easy. And Loud is back to the lobby with no points. What did Hender do? However, 0-0 Nation is coming to take the spoils of that war. Vasco in a lot of trouble because all of their players are damaged. They will have to patch up with some med kits. It seems that Easy will still not use the med kit over there. And 0-0 Nation chose not to fight. They went inside of the safe zone and they will wait for Vasco to go in the safe zone, is it?
Yes, of course. Black Dragons Vasco will have to make their advance regardless because the safe zone is not on fields and the safe zone is actually very south of the map. So it's going to be hard for Black Dragons Vasco to get past 0-0 Nation. But I would just like to say that I retreat from my previous line. Black Dragons Vasco made a good choice getting to Loud because they just destroyed Loud in the rush.
The shots are coming out. People from God Unidas taking some damage. We saw Rigby using the CR7. However, Marreta was left behind. He's trying to save himself with ice. And Nando9 is targeting him. He dealt a lot of damage, but Iago stole. But Nando9 stole the kill. Iago stole the takedown, but Nando9 got the kill onto the player of God Unidas. Natividade will put Rigby to the floor as well. God Unidas being targeted by the houses of the river. And Netshoes miners are coming over to try to take them out of the house. Mike and Rigby, the two players standing there. For God Unidas, grenades coming in, taking damage from Rigby. As Natividade tries to find a way to take them out. Natividade, who has been the core for this Netshoes miner squad, he's the guy who is trying to do something for this squad, right, Isa?
Yes, yes. And of course, Netshoes Miners has a strong position in the safe zone. Even though God is on the other side of the river, their position is still very favorable. So let's check it out because they just got Real to go right on their backs and they are going to have to make this confrontation. Otherwise, they will not have a clear path towards the safe zone.
There we see Netshoes Miners trying to get inside of the lumber mill. There are players from Real starting VM7 here today. They got a boost in points yesterday after VM7 came back into play. And now they will try to defend the lumber mill against Netshoes Miners, but it's a fight that Netshoes should not be taking right now. They will have to fight against Real and then cross the river to go to the safe zone. It's probably not the smartest choice for this Netshoes Miners squad.
Yes, yes, but I do think that they need to get this confrontation between them and Real because otherwise they will not have a path towards the safe zone. They will have to take hits from their backs, from the front. So they really do need to completely wipe the squad of Real, and they have the advantage in position.
Shout out to Luke Semog cheering for Vasco. Vinita Ricari, always here with us. King #7 Ribeiro TXG. Saying Isa speaking English. She's doing it for the whole season.
I'm doing it right
Paulinho
now.
FF saying go Fluxo. And the fight is going on. Rick will put Geteco to the floor. Natividade goes down on the hands of Japa Excel. While some grenades are coming in, hitting the CR7, hitting the Chrono over there. VM7 will go down on the grenades of Rick. Japa Excel now takes a lot of damage from another grenade from Rick. Now the rush from Netshoes Miners is open. They can go for the kills. Romeo will take Leno to the floor and get the kill with the scythe. Netshoes Nitrox fighting against Vasco in the other side of the safe zone. We see Japa Excel protected by the ice, but now the safe zone is hurting a lot. The gas right now is dealing a lot of damage. We see Broilo trying to chase down on his aim towards Japa Excel. Japa deals some shot to Broilo, but the damage is onto Japa. Chucky will take Romeo back to the floor on the other side of the safe zone. Romeo taking a lot of damage, and Vivo Kate seems to be wanting to join that battle as well. We saw them right next to that fight between Vasco and Nitrox. Vasco is rotating through the campsite, trying to find some spots, and they will bring back the player that was falling down. Chucky just ignored that and did not bring back his teammate. Probably he doesn't have coins, is it?
Yes, yes. But look, 0-0 Nation and Team Liquid already on your screen.
Some grenades going over. MTS just got Nicolas to the floor, and he wants to take down the other players. He will get the kill on Nicolas and rotate with his teammates as Netshoes Miners go down to the safe zone. Real goes after them. Look at what Netshoes Miners overextended that fight and lost their players. 1-9 also goes down. The 0-0 Nation is back on the lobby now. 7 teams to fight. We see Vasco trying to take a good positioning to fight against Team Liquid. Look at MTS and Phoenix taking down the 2 players from Vasco and getting those 2 kills. There's only Hender to fight. Nitrox goes down for the safe zone. Quali was taken down and MTS already got a quadra kill for himself. Nice start for Team Liquid here in this map. Hender tries to use the grenades to find the players. MTS will go down with a nice kappa from Hender as well. Pedro uses the ice, but that was not a good ice. And Hender can try to take down Pedro, but look at Bud! Look at the kappa from Butzin taking down Hender and sending Vasco back to the lobby in the 6th position, Isa.
Yes, and look, God Unidas and Vivo Cage very quietly have the best positions inside of the safe zone. So Fluxo also alive in this end game, and we have a Team Liquid that comes very strongly, but the safe zone has shifted completely to the right side of the map, so it's going to be hard for those teams that are not inside of it yet to get in because it's completely open.
Shout out to tThe, who just got here. Welcome, my man. Iago now taking CS to the floor. As Ousado will put Chinês down. We have 5 teams still alive. Fluxo before Vivo Kate, God Unidas, and Team Liquid. And now one of them will be out because Vivo Kate is going after Team Liquid. That God got the kill on Pedro RS. The advantage Vivo Kate to start this fight, but that God will go down on the hands of Put. Modestia brings it back, sends Phoenix to the floor, and then General just destroyed the squad from Team Liquid. And Vivo Kate sends Team Liquid back to the lobby. God Unidas goes with them after General gets the kill on the last player. Look at Chinês and Jubinha getting the kills on the players of Fluxo. Fluxo is now on the 3rd position, and it's now a mano for B4 and Vivo Kate, 2 of the strongest teams of the season. This was the finals last season. Vivo Kate, the runners-up, and before the champions. Now the shots onto Modestia by Chinês. Chinês trying to break the ice, as the guys try to do with the girls on the nightclubs, but they usually fail. But now we have some shots out. Iago goes down on the hands of Nando9. Now the players from Vivo Kate are trying to climb the hill because they are in a disadvantage of position, and the shots are coming from the top down. General once again putting Iago to the floor. He's leading the charge for Vivo Kate as Lobato tries to hold him under the hill, on the foot of the hill. And then we see Lobato trying to find those shots onto Nando9. Nando is taking a lot of damage from the safe zone. They cannot be inside of the safe zone for this last fight. This hurts a lot. As we see Chinês, the Grenadier, trying to find Nando9 over there. Nice grenade, but he finds no damage. Modestia brings it back with the grenade launcher. Puts Lobato to the floor. Chinês gets the double takedown. Puts down that God and General. And now it's a 3v2 fight for before, and no longer. Chinês did it all. So it's a boo! Yeah, before. Amazing fight by Chinês. Before had 8 kills before this fight, and now they go to the 12 kills leader list, and then they got the 12 points for the Booyah. Amazing start for Before. They are dominating Purgatory. 3 Booyahs in a row for Before in Purgatory, Isa.
Yes, and of course, coming from their best week of the championship yet, Before starts off in the best way possible, and they guaranteed a lot of points. But of course, Vivo Cage, that came as the runner-up in this match, also did very well. But I thought that they were going to be able to take over this fight, especially because Modestia had a grenade launcher, but Chinês played so exceptionally well, and his grenades did everything for the team. And of course, he's the MVP of the match with 5 kills. Before in the first position of points with 24 points. Vivo Cage following them with 19. Team Liquid in the 3rd position. That's a good start for Team Liquid in Purgatory, that we know not to be their strongest map. Fluxo and Black Dragons Vasco also with 10 points. Good start for Black Dragons Vasco because 10 points is that punctuation that we call average, but also Black Dragons Vasco did start well in yesterday, and they ended up only making 36 points inside the entire day. And of course, God Unidas in the 6th position with 8 points.
Important game for Team Liquid as well.
Yes.
They want to settle themselves inside of the top 12, and they started the season really poorly, and now they're taking it back during the season. Bad performance by Loud, who had a great day yesterday. Now starting with 0 points. Netshoes Miners with only 4. Not enough for them to come back to the fight because Nitrox got 5. And they are ahead of Netshoes Miners. 0-0 Nation got 3. So the distance did not change. Real did 4 as well. So not a good match for Netshoes Miners, right?
Yes, not a good match, not nearly good enough as to what they need, but a team that surprisingly started off badly was Loud as well. Loud that, as you said, was just the best team of the day yesterday, and right now they start off in this bad way, but we still have 5 maps throughout the whole day, so it just started, and all of those teams will have a chance to either go up or go down, so let's check it out soon.
Let's see if someone did go up or did go down on our standings, because we have BD Vasco getting to the 4th position, taking Los Grandes and Corinthians away, and doing it on the first map allows them to try to open up a gap to those teams that will be coming to play tomorrow.
Yes, that is very important for Black Dragons Vasco. That needs an incredible day if they want to build a strong advantage towards Los Grandes and Corinthians and at least keep the 4th position, because we know Fluxo is not going anywhere. Magic Squad is not going anywhere. B4 is not going anywhere as well. So Black Dragons Vasco needs as much points as they can to keep the 4th position. Otherwise, they will be passed tomorrow by Los Grandes and Corinthians.
And we also have Team Liquid taking it from Cruzeiro, taking the 11th position from Cruzeiro. Cruzeiro that started really poorly here. No points for them in the first map. However, they do perform better in Kalahari. Purgatory is not such a good of a map for this Cruzeiro squad, and the fight against relegation is the exact same. 0-0 Nation with 3 points, Real and Netshoes with 4, Nitrox with 5. That changed nothing.
Yes, it did not change anything inside of this access group fight, and as we are getting closer and closer to the finals, the access group is getting more and more defined. So we are seeing that the access group, if one of those teams doesn't stand out immediately and does the rest of the championship very well, this is going to be our access group for this season, and of course they will not be playing on the finals, and we don't want to see that because we have some pretty strong teams in the access group.
The only team that started really happy in the access group was Liberty. They're not playing here today, and they saw that no one had good points in the first map, so they are happy right now. What a change of pace from Liberty since the beginning of the season. And we gotta talk about Kalahari. Kalahari is a map that before historically dominates. They take center stage, they take refinery, and they are there for anyone to try to take them down, and they don't go down. However, God Unidas also loves that drop call in refinery. This could be a fight.
Yes, but actually in this confrontation, God Unidas always backs down from the refinery. They usually do not choose to pursue this kind of confrontation, especially because God Unidas' game is more based on rotations and that game strategy, that game intelligence, and B4 would not give up that call. B4 has had the drop call of refinery ever since we started off with the map here in the LBFF, so I am guessing that they would not trade it for anything and that they would insist it, because we saw already some teams trying to take over that call from before, forgot all of the splits of the LBFF, but no one ever did, so maybe we can call them the owners of the refinery.
They could be the owners of the refinery indeed. Shoutouts to Ribeiro TXG, Paulinho FF saying Fluxo plays really well. Vinita Adikari saying she's gotta go dinner. So, okay, we'll be here after you eat. RG Kripan, also over here. Dedezinho do Mal, saying he loves you. Arthur7, please put some respect on his name. I doubt you can do what this girl is doing right now. Slova64 saying you're perfect. IPOFF sending you kisses. King, #7, cheering for Corinthians. However, Corinthians is not playing here today. But, okay, you can always cheer for your squad. Legend FF sending kisses and saying Malvaro. I'm sorry, I don't understand Malvaro. Emotional Nation saying hello to you guys and tell us where you guys are from so we can shout out your countries or your regions. It will be incredible. And it's nice to know where the airplane route is going through. I have to go through India, I have to go through Singapore, through Jamaica, through Trinidad and Tobago, Sri Lanka. We have to cover the whole world because, my man, the airplane is getting full. The engines are rolling and we are getting closer and closer to take off. Our control tower here is asking for our status. The buttons are connected and we're clear to take off. So let's hit the skies. No. Yes, we're hitting. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight R17D2 heading straight to Kalahari. This is your captain, Marcel Ferrantini, and by my side, my co-pilot, Isa, invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop, Isa!
Second map of the day, and we start off with a very good Kalahari. So all the teams going to their usual drop calls. Nitrox gets the blue zone. Nitrox is a team that we know to need a very good performance, especially because they are in the 17th position inside of the standings, as you could check out in the right side of the screen. So right now, before the owners of Refinery, as always, making their loot, we have all the teams scattering around the map, and that's going to be an important match for a lot of teams that did not punctuate well yesterday and that are not doing so well today. So let's check out what everyone does, because Fluxu already has eyes on Netshoes Miners, and that could possibly pick up one kill for one team or the other. But of course, we know that those kind of confrontations in the beginning of the matches are very usually inconclusive, so we don't see any squad wipes. You only see one team picking up a kill, then making a revival, and well, that's our new standards here on the LBFF, right, Marcelo?
Indeed, it is. And we are getting to a hot map of Kalahari that usually gets early confrontation. It changes a lot. Sometimes we have early confrontation, and sometimes it seems that this map will take forever. Now it seems we will have early confrontations. Vasco is from the Council Hall trying to take down the players from Team Liquid, but look at Butt! What a kappa from Butt, putting Easy to sleep easily. And now Team Liquid seems to be coming over to try to take down the player from Vasco. Leno is approaching as well, trying to defend its teammate. And Boot is rotating, going for his Peão do Baú cosplay, as Leno gets there to save Easy. And now Butt was counting on the time that Easy would probably go down, and now he has his sights straight on that region, Easy.
Yes, yes. And of course, Easy will be easily put back into the game. So we're going to see Team Liquid still making their target of Black Dragons Vasco. They are kind of watching them, but they did not pursue it. After all, they need to make their loot. And of course, we are reaching 3 minutes in the match. It's going to be very hard for some teams to kind of get out of that loot and make their rotations. We are seeing safe zones that are kind of getting in the way of a lot of rotations lately. So right now, Loud and Netshoes Mariners side by side, but everyone seems to be going now for a very chill start of Kalahari, which is what we saw yesterday as well, Marcelo.
That's what we saw yesterday as well. And Legend FF said Malvaro is the name he created. What does it mean? Is it a nickname? What does it mean? Shout out to King #7 stand with Ukraine. Indeed, we gotta point it out because war sucks. We have Cruzeiro rotating. They want to take some points after they were destroyed in Kalahari. And look at before gave up on Refinery, and they are rotating straight to where Cruzeiro is right now, leaving Refinery probably to God Unidas.
Well, before getting out of the Refinery in this point in the match probably means that the safe zone has really close towards that area, because we saw in this match before falling in the area of Refinery and then sticking around for just 3 minutes, then they went straight for Playground. So maybe that's really where the safe zone has headed. But we have some confrontations on the screen because Nitrox is getting 0-0 Nation on surprise.
Taking 0-0 Nation by surprise, 2 kills for them. And there we have Tainá Guerreira. Tainá Guerreiro saying today is FF Sports Day. She wants to see her Fluxo trampling The other teams. Marlon Patriota saying today is goalless. However, Los is not playing here today. So today will not be goalless. Los Grandes is not here today. We see Nitrox rotating. They want to close the distance onto 0-0 Nation after that start. But Prozin was also sent down. And 0-0 Nation got a kill on him. Ousado will put Rick to the floor. What a shot by Ousado. Rick was jumping. Ousado was flicking his aim, and he got the shot on Rick. But now Field is closing the gap. He used the Miranha to get to the top of the house. Ousado will put Field to the floor once again, and then Fuck tries to rotate. He's being targeted by the players of Netshoes Miners. Field will go down, go back to the lobby. As Fuck tries to rotate to get a good aim. Netshoes Miners buying a fight that they shouldn't buy. Early game inside of a house. They don't have any advantage onto the players of Fluxo. We see Cias rotating. Loud might be joining that fight as well. They want to take some points, and it would be sweet for them to take Fluxo out of these matches.
And Natividade already takes another player down, and Japa BKR, Cias, and Fak are the only ones left for Fluxo, and Loud just got there.
Actually, it's only Fak and Cias. Ousado already went down, so only 2 players to fight for Fluxo. You said Ousado, Fak, and Cias.
Oh.
Ousado went down. Kronos takes down Broilo, and Loud wants to come in and take everyone out. They are going after Cias. Nice job by Kawan trying to rush onto the MVP, and Fak will put Broilo to the floor. Now it's a good moment. Cias takes Kawan. Natividade goes down on the hands of Fak, but Fak goes down. Rick takes the shot onto Fak, and they will send Fluxo back to the lobby in the 12th position. Now it's Loud trying to get to Netshoes Miners to get some more points. They got only 1 on the hands of Kronos.
And they really need that punctuation because they did not do well in the first map. So if they want to compensate, they should right now try and eliminate Netshoes Miners that has only 3 players. So it should not be hard for Loud to get those kills. And Kawan already took a lot of damage onto Rick.
Lots and lots of damage, and Kawan is trying to find the best spot for him to advance into this battle. We see Kawan rotating. Lost gets Broilo to the floor. Nice advantage for Loud. Rick will go to the floor as well. There's only Natividade to fight for Netshoes Miners. Dangerous moment for Netshoes Miners, who can go to the lobby with no points. No points for them, and they are desperate in the last position of the table, Isa.
Very, very bad news for Netshoes Miners, but in the other hand, this is good news for Lounge. They were able to completely clear off their side of the safe zone because those 2 teams that were also in this kind of borderline of the safe zone were completely wiped. So Lounge has 4 kills and a clear path to walk on towards the rest of the end game. So let's check it out what they are going to be able to do, because we still have 10 teams and 38 players. So of course the only 2 teams that went down were the ones that were on this exact confrontation. So Fluxo and Netshoes Miners, weird for Fluxo to go down so early. Yes, exactly. So let's check it out.
Let's check this out, because there is probably another fight going on right now. God Unidas also not in the refinery. Something happened in the refinery. It was a fire going on in the refinery, because before, and God Unidas didn't go to that region. That could only be a fire. Shoutouts to J Deep saying hi and asking how are we. We're really fine here. Bruno Teófilo saying he loves you as well. Shoutouts to everyone who loves Isa.
Thank you for loving me. I love you too.
Thank you for loving me. It's Bon Jovi. For me in my eyes. Oh, when I couldn't see.
Okay,
this is
Angel
a beautiful
voice.
song. This is a beautiful
You
song.
can stop now.
Angel voice. I'm gonna punch you. Virar a cadeira. People turn the chair, as we say here in Portuguese. There's the voice show that everyone knows. People said that they turned the chair for me. We have here Cruzeiro preparing for a possible strike coming from 2 sides. They have 2 players checking. God Unidas, 2 players checking before. A dangerous position for Cruzeiro right now, as we see Real with Geteco in their lineup. Geteco that played last season on Serie B and is debuting in Serie A here today.
Yes, and of course we saw some bets of how to bring in some new players, like VM7 himself turning off really well. So a lot of expectations for this new player in the team of how that desperately needs some extra points. So we are going to see if they are going to be able to gain some new strategies with the entrance of this player, but they are right by the side of 00 Nation that has some vehicles to make their path towards the safe zone, and they will have to buy off this confrontation because 00 Nation just dropped.
00 Nation just dropped, and we have over there God Unidas trying to take Cruzeiro, but they got shot on the head by Trap and Rush. Some shots going out on the middle of the screen. The safe zone closing all the way to Playground. That explains the rotation from before. Going straight to Playground in the beginning of the match. A team that loves to be inside of the safe zone. And now the shots are going out, trying to take down the players from 00 Nation on the Jeep. But Prozing will put the FFX to the floor with a nice grenade launcher shot. Now 1-9 is in a bad position as Japa XL tries to come over and takes him down. 00 Nation losing two important players. Honey is on the top of the house using the ice to protect himself from Japa XL. But the grenades coming from the players of Real. It was VM7 with the grenades trying to take down Honey, who is inside of the gas, taking a lot of damage in an awful position. He will not be able to rotate, isn't it?
Yes, he won't. And of course we have tThe knocking down, actually the gas knocked him down, but tThe got the kill on the player from 00 Nation. Rough start for 00 Nation that did not do so well in the first map. And right now they are in a terrible situation with Nicholas9 just taking some sun over there, just on top of Godunidas.
Burning his buns.
Yes, if Godunidas smells Nicholas, they are going to take him down so fastly, so easily. So I'm betting that Nicholas is not going to move right now.
Shout outs to Mridul, saying I got a nice voice. Thank you, Mridul. Bruno Teófilo laughing at my singing. J Deep saying nice song. AG Vanish saying Indian player. I don't know who is an Indian player. Eduardo Diniz saying he loves Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi is live. Gustavo Duarte also over here. Mondi Ramdan saying hello all. Hello you too, my man. And the shots coming out. Iago getting the shot on Giga. Iago trying to take the 100 points mark here today. He got 98, now 99 for himself onto Giga. Shots going out from R7 trying to take VM7 to the floor. The fight of the sevens now going on here as R7 will take Cheteco. He will take tThe as well. Nice start of the fight for Cruzeiro against Real. They are holding the door onto Real, and Miguel will take Nicolas, the last player from 00 Nation that goes down on the 10th position. Now only 33 players remaining. A lot of teams without their full squad. Japa XL go to the floor as well, and R7 tries to take him down, tries to get the kill, not to lose it for the safe zone as Japa covers himself with the cards, but R7 will take this kill, third kill for R7 here in this matchup. Cruzeiro holding the door for a lot of teams, and look at the safe zone. Look at how troll the safe zone was.
It's going to be very hard for everyone that is on Playground, that is basically 90% of the rest of the map, to get inside of the next safe zone, while we have Team Liquid on the other side of the river in a very good position. Loud also has a good position inside of the map. And of course, we have everyone inside of Playground needing to make a specific kind of confrontation and survive in the best way possible, because they are probably going to lose some kind of team members, especially because they're going to have to make that advance, and it's going to be really hard.
The way you moved when you said confrontations, you went like this, put your hands on your waist, and then went like this. He just broke me. I'm sorry.
I didn't realize that.
You did move like...
I was thinking, why is he making a funny face at me? What did I do?
My God.
But maybe there was something on my teeth.
No. It's just the way you moved. And we have here Vasco trying to find the players of Team Liquid. Phoenix takes a lot of damage, and he goes down on the hands of Izzy. Great job by Vasco starting this fight against Team Liquid, but the grenades from MTS are really heat-seeking grenades, trying to find it, and he deals a lot of damage to Chucky, but Pedro RS goes to the floor on the hands of Easy with the side. Put will take the kill. MTS puts Chucky to the floor. Team Liquid is trying to turn this fight around. They got 2 kills, and Hender is on the floor. Vasco da Gama in a predicament right now. They have only Leno to lean on as Lost puts one more player from D4 to the ground. We have Lobato Jubinha Chinês still on the fight. Iago went down on the hands of Loud. Grenades coming out to try to take Gadonidas out of their spot. And Loud, who is specialist in playground, is trying to get their good positioning, but Cruzeiro starts well. Look at Trap and Rush putting 3 players down, and Gadonidas will be destroyed by the shotguns, by the Balbaus of Cruzeiro. Trap and Rush destroying them. R7 puts Romeo to the floor. Salles brings it back, sends R7 to the floor as he brings in and takes Rush as well. Trap will use the grenade and put Salles to the floor, but Salles will destroy Cruzeiro as well. He brought it back. Nitrox, who is a good team in Kalahari, is showing out why they are really good. BD Vasco now goes down on the hands of Loud once again. You see, every map Loud goes after Vasco. Once again, they take Vasco down. On Purgatory, it was Vasco that took Loud down. It's a comeback for Loud. We see that they are rotating, trying to take the best spot under the bridge, since the safe zone closed only on the bridge, Isa.
Yes, and of course Loud has the best position, but they might be very troubled by Vivo KG and Team Liquid that are going to make their back and front. And of course Nitrox still has 1 player left. Everyone who got out of Playground, who tried to get out actually, and only B4 survived.
Only B4 survived indeed, but Loud takes control of center position. We have Team Liquid in a good position. Vivo Kate, look at the ending lineup for this matchup. Now B4 goes down in the 4th position, but we have Team Liquid, Loud, and Vivo K, 3 teams that we see that possibly can fight for the title always, every season. So a really strong lineup to finish the day, as we had in Purgatory with Vivo K and before. Now we see Kronos taking down players from Vivo K, trying to find Nando 9 behind the ice, as Kronos will send Modestia back to the lobby, and Team Liquid will join Loud on the fight to take Vivo Kate out of this match. They get it. Vivo Kate is back on the lobby, and now it's a Loud versus Liquid fight. Loud with 4 players, Team Liquid with 3. Butch is leading the charge, and Lost will try to flank him, will try to trample him through the sides as he uses the ice and gets the sight on Butch as he tries to get the shots out. Nodder rotates. He will have to deal with MTS in Pedro RS. Over there, he rotates. Pedro has the charge buster ready. He tries and gets Nodder to the floor. The advantage is no longer Loud's. It's now a tie between players, but K1 and Lost brings it back. They get 2 takedowns, and now it's a 3v1 fight. Will Boot go for the clutch? Can he clutch it out against Lost? No, he can't. Nice use of CR7, and it's a Loud! If we have the from Booyah to bottom, Loud went from bottom to Booyah, getting out of a poor start in Purgatory, fighting it out on their specialist place in Playground where they know the best. They got a safe zone that helped them, and they got those 12 kills and the Booyah, Isa!
Amazing match for Loud, and I think that it seems that K1 and Lost are back because they are playing so well in the last couple of rounds, and they are really being decisive players for the squad of Loud. What they have been doing and the evolution that they have been showing in the championship is very notable, it's very remarkable. So let's check out how many points they had, because I'm not so good at math. Marcelo,
24.
I'm sure Marcelo knows, yes, but I'm not that good at math. And of course we also have Team Liquid doing very well. B4, as always, basically B4 is B4 I think is probably the best team of the day yet, and they're dominating basically every round that they are playing. They have such a good outcome so far.
They have 36 points here today, 24 on the first map, 12 on the second. Loud with 24 right now. Team Liquid also in a day
nice amount
to
of
be
points.
aware. Cruzeiro came from the bottom. They started really poorly and then got 12 points. Important points for Cruzeiro. Nitrox with 11. Vivo Kate, despite going down in the 3rd position, only 8 points. No kills for Vivo Kate in this match.
Yes, they did not pick up any kills. Vivo Cage is really playing a game that involves more trying to get to the end game very quietly and then trying for the Booyah, of course. But they started off with a very good Purgatory map. They were also doing that same strategy, trying to get to the end game with their whole squad and getting the Booyah. Right now, also with a good match, Vivo Cage, for a good day, of course, Vivo Cage and Black Dragons Vasco falling kind of early, 15 points for them on the total. Godunidas also falling kind of early. And of course, we have as Fluxo in the 12th position, and that's bad news for Fluxo. That, as we have been talking, has a very bad luck streak. Yes, they are going through a very terrible phase. Which is weird because we saw in the first couple of weeks, especially, them having such a shocking outcome still because they had such a strong leadership. And right now, seeing that they are having this kind of place in the championship where they are not able to make a round higher than 50, 60 points, that's weird for me.
It's weird indeed, and we gotta go for a quick break to understand what is going on and be right back to bring you guys the next 4 maps of the day. We are back live to bring you guys the emotions of the third map of the day. We're heading to Bermuda, but we first gotta check the standings to see what changed after Kalahari, Isa.
And nothing changed except for Nitrox just passed Liberty, and of course Nitrox needs to build an advantage towards Liberty that is playing tomorrow. And so far we have seen no significant changes in the standings. Of course, Black Dragons Vasco and Vivo Cage are really close in punctuation, so we are going to see them fighting for the 4th position in the standings, because of course Vivo Cage is very likely going to pass Los Grandes and Corinthians in this next map.
Let me tell you what changed. The difference between before and Fluxo. The difference between before and Magic Squad. They are getting closer to the top. It started as a 103 point difference, and it's now less than 80 points. So it's less than 70 points. It's a 67 point difference. And since they got 36 in the 2 first maps of the day, I said it was impossible in the beginning of the day. Now I don't say it anymore.
Well, it's gonna be, if not impossible, very hard for B4 to keep up with this performance, but we've seen some great things out of them, so I am not really betting against them at this point. But we also have Loud and Gajunidas very close in point, so we are going to have to see if any one of those teams is going to be able to pass the other, if Loud is going to be able to pass Gajunidas, because it's only a 10-point difference, so they can do it in this very match.
And after a bad beginning, Loud with a good second game that can bring, coming from Abuya, they can start their engines and maybe get to a good positioning right now. As we are starting our engines, the motors are rolling. We are getting close to take off here. The control tower is here telling me that we're clear to take off, so let's hit the skies! Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight R17D3 heading straight to Bermuda. This is your captain, Marcel Ferrantini, and Marcel, my co-pilot Isa, invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop, Isa!
And as we are getting to the second half of the day, we are getting Bermuda to close off this first half. And of course, there are some teams that need some extra points. Let's see what is going to happen, because the best team on this map is Fluxo. Fluxo that did not have a good day. Team Liquid also a strong team on this map, but Team Liquid on the other hand has had a very good day, a very strong punctuation. So let's check out for Fluxo, for Team Liquid, of course, for Lounge that is trying desperately to get to the first half of the standings, and they are reaching closer and closer, so we need to see, because they also got the blue zone from their Booyah. So the pilot was really nice. He said like, oh, so you got the Booyah, I'll get you the blue zone.
I'll get you the blue zone. You can try to go back to back here by Graveyard, by the Bullseye region, as Loud always goes to that side of the map. We have lost trying to get their loot, and we know that Brasilia is a really democratic map.
Brasilia is a democratic
I mean Bermuda is a really democratic. I always change Brasilia and Bermuda. You never saw me casting Bermuda in Purgatory, taking the region of Bermuda. The specialist tip right now comes from Cruzeiro, and he is going for Nabosny, the coach for Cruzeiro, is going for the tips, balancing the communication. He knows what he's doing, but the camera just dropped. The communication fell down.
And Cruzeiro, that is a team that has had a bad day in the last round. Right now, they are not up for a good day.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, because Antunes comes into play, and now we have VM7 and Antunes playing together.
What is this?
I just had to show you. I am not going through all this melting mouth all by myself. Kawan from Loud became the second player to get 500 kills in the history of LBFF in last match. The first one was Japa BKR a few weeks ago. And now Kawan becomes the second player as the leader, as the kill leaders in the history of LBFF.
And of course, he's getting closer to Japa BKR, so maybe Kawan can be able to pass Japa BKR in this season, because Loud is doing so well. If they count on the fact that Fluxo keeps on with this bad streak for a couple of weeks, maybe Kawan can get past Japa BKR and become the biggest MVP of all times. But we'll talk about that later, because B4 is in the factory region and Nitrox is also there, and they're trying to make the climb. I don't know if they have spotted Nitrox yet.
Maybe they will be surprised. We see Iago already on the top of the factory.
Oh my God,
no,
Nitrox
Lobato knows. Lobato knows. And Romeo will go down on the hands of Iago. More grenades coming over. They can surprise Nitrox. They can surprise the surprise. Prozin tries to use the grenade. Lobato uses the CR7 and forces Nitrox to go down, as Chinese and Lobato now will prepare themselves. Actually, Chinese will try to get ready for what can be a fight against Nitrox on the floor of the factory.
This is the first time I have seen on my entire life on LBFF history a fight on top of factory by two different teams, like trying to get up on the factory. And like one went through the sides of factory and the other one went in. So that's very curious. I had never seen that, I swear.
Some shots going out, trying to take Nitrox away from the factory. Before wants to keep control of that region, but Vivocade wants to take it from everyone. They are coming from below, and this is a characteristic from Vivocade that is really settling for myself. They always join fights that are not theirs. They love to meddle into fights and get some points for themselves. Shoutouts to Mondi Ramadan saying he loves us from Indonesia. Shoutouts to Mandir Ramadan. Shoutouts to LT Mafioso. Shoutouts to Eduardo Diniz, who says he loves to watch our broadcast to learn English. Thank you for being here with us, Edu. São Paulino cheering for Fluxo. FF Esports saying love from India. Mandir Ramadan saying I'm sorry, I don't know your flag. I'm really sorry. I should start studying geography once again. Shamin Ahmed saying he's a big fan. Thank you. Love from Bangladesh. Shout out to Bangladesh. Amir Ahmed also saying love from Singapore. And some shots now going out, taking the first player down. It was Lobato who went down on the hands of the players from Vivocate. And Iago will get there to not help him, but use him as a leaping pad to get down the players from Nitrox as he brings him back into the fight after he takes down. What a smart player by Iago right now, using Lobato as a mule to get to a good position for the shot and to get the kill, the kill number 100 for Iago this season. Now happens on the head actually of Lobato. He stepped on the head of Lobato to get the kill.
And of course, Iago already with 3 kills, and that's going to be very important for him, especially because Fluxo and Cias have not shown their faces today yet.
Iago gets one more takedown, but he gets taken down as well, as Vivocate and Before are still fighting before trying to get the kills from Factory. And this is another key characteristic from this Before squad. They love to be on the high ground, taking picks on the teams. Now we have the fight going on between Fluxo and Real. Real who brought Antunes back into this match, and Antunes goes to the floor, but tThe brings it back. He gets the double takedown on Osado and Fac, and now Japa XL will take Japa BKR. There's only CS to fight for Fluxo. He will go down.
Oh my god, what a rough start for Fluxo once again, and falling on the hands of Real. So 3 kills for tThe, and of course Fluxo just seems to be keeping on going with their bad luck, but we don't know what really is up with that team. But right now they are in the 12th position, so Real getting off to a good start. They probably are going to be able to make the save towards Antunes and get to the safe zone. But as you were saying, and I think that it's a very interesting point, B4 is a team that not only loves central positions, as we have seen, they also love high grounds. We always see them on Refinery, on Clock Tower, on top of houses in Brasilia. So we always see Before taking over good positions, and look at how many people we have on that area of the map.
And look at how many people Iago is taking down. Now 2 players down from Vasco, and Lobato
General
also
stole the kill.
General stole the kill, and Lobato will take Modestia for himself. We have the loot boxes over here to give some climbs for this Before squad. They can get to a higher place, and they can call for more drop calls to get the boxes up there, to use them as steps to go and get the views. Shout out to Mahesh Patat over here, brother gaming, RG Kripan, IPO FF. Nice job by Team Liquid, getting some space out of themselves and getting ready to rotate. It shows that the safe zone will be by the factories, which can get some advantage for Before, and also for the teams that goes usually to Mars Electric, to Porsche, to Poshinok. They can get some advantage, and 00 Nation is getting an advantage on Loud as Dudu FFX gets to the side of K1, and K1 will pull him down, but Honey brings it back. Sends Loud to the floor. Now there's only 2 players to fight for Loud, and Giga medals in the fight, steals the kill, as we see 00 Nation also with a lot of players on the floor, and Cruzeiro is getting ready to steal those kills to join that battle, and Loud will have to rotate.
Oh my god, and 00 Nation is still up there. Loud is going to have to make that escape very quickly, and I don't think, oh my god, just I thought they were not going to be, oh, they weren't.
They weren't able to indeed run. Noda takes a lot of shots as Easy puts down Jubinha, but Vasco goes down on the hands of Before once again. What a good amount of kills by Before in this matchup.
Before is kind of sucking out of the performance of Black Dragons Vasco, of Fluxo. I think they took all of that good energy for them, and they are just killing it.
Some shots out. It seemed to me that Loud was really close to being wiped out right now, but they are still rotating. Noda and Lost are getting to the top, to the clock tower over there, as we have the factory as the center of the safe zone, dominated by before, with all 4 players still in this fight, and the safe zone closest to factory.
Yes. That's going to be such good news for before, for Vivocate that are very strongly positioned. And before, with this position, of course, can guarantee a lot of eliminations.
8 already. Iago's got 5. He wants to get to CS right now.
Yeah, and maybe. I wouldn't bet against him.
We saw Italo get 11 kills from that position.
Yes, I would not bet against him, especially because before isn't such a good run of points, and they just wiped out Vivocage. They have 2 players down the factory and 2 players up. So Iago and Lobato are making kind of a target out of everyone, while Jubinha and Chinês are down the factory, kind of picking up kills as they can.
The damage building up from the shots from Lobato and Iago going for the top-down shots, and Jubinha and Chinês finishing the job on the floor. The players that are able to pass through that barrier of shots that Iago and Lobato are creating, they fall to Jubinha and Chinês. Great strategy right now from before, keeping the two rushers. I mean, Chinês is not a rusher, he's the grenadier, but he does well the rushing as well, defending the bottom and using their best snipers on the ceiling. Nice job, as we see Iago left the ceiling and only Lobato right now over there to hold on, but Team Liquid is on the floor and it might be a good positioning to fight. They went through the aim because Iago was not on the job. Boot will take Iago down, and now Team Liquid might confrontate the players might get into this confrontation against before. MTS is already inside of the factory and his grenades are lethal. He takes Iago to the floor and he will get the kill. He will get the kill on Iago. Another good grenade from MTS. He might take down on Iago. He takes Jubinha to the floor as well. One more grenade can take down the 3 players over there. We see Chinês bringing Iago back, and MTS is forced to rotate to find the angle to fight. Now Lobato is rotating on the ceiling to find the better spot to help his teammates heal over there as Chinês goes down once again. MTS will get the kill. Chinês goes down and before loses an important player in that strategy of keeping factory to themselves. MTS now rotates. He has Boot by his side. The Pitbull is leading the charge for this Team Liquid squad. Jubinha is by his side. Boot will put Jubinha to sleep. Humiliating Jubinha. Iago goes down as well. What a job by Butch, opening up the space for Team Liquid. Cruzeiro now is trying to hold 0-0 Nation on the other side of the table, as we see that Team Liquid is trying to get to the top of factory. Boot will take Jubinha. Nice job by the Pitbull, by the Big Dog, taking down the players from before. R7 rotates, he gets to Honey, tries to go over and takes Honey to the floor. Nice job by Cruzeiro, eliminating the whole 0-0 Nation squad. This end game will be incredible, as we see Noda and Lost getting to the side of the table. But didn't see Lost. He didn't see Lost. Phoenix will get to his side. He might eliminate the whole squad, but Boot brings it back. He watches to the side and sees Lost over there to get the kill. He could have surprised the whole squad from Team Liquid.
Yes, and he could have knocked down at least Budget. Just came there without any notion of his presence. But still, Loud keeps alive in the game, not for long, because Japa already knocked down and eliminated Kronos.
Kronos came back into play with no weaponry, and Loud just lost Kronos over there and just lost their space in the match. As we see Real trying to get the players from God Unidas. Netshoes Miners is scouting that position to join that fight and to steal some kills onto the players. However, they still keep hidden by the edge of the safe zone near Marcel Edric. tThe will take Phoenix, as we see Trap trying to take down Prozin, the last player from Nitrox. And Cruzeiro in a good position to fight. Netshoes Miners trying to take some shots out. Nitrox will go down on the hands of R7. Finally getting the space to shoot Prozin down. But look at what Prozin did. He went for the landmine and got down. Giga over there as Team Liquid goes down. Team Liquid had a great fight against before, but they went down before the squad they almost wiped. There's still a player fighting for Loud. There's still a player fighting for before. And Lobato now takes Noda. And there are no players more fighting for Loud. As Lobato is still alive. Real has 3 players. And Giga will take Lobato down. Nice 5th position for before with a huge amount of kills for their names. We have 4 players Four teams, 14 players still in the fight. Trap will get Japa XL, and Cruzeiro is in a really good position to win this fight. We have Garonidas with 3 players. We have Real with 3 players. And look at Netshoes Miners trying to join. Marreta killed himself, but put Rick to the floor as well. Now Rigby will try to use his AWP to get some shots out as he sees that Netshoes Miners is locked into that house. Antunes uphill trying to hide himself by the boxes. And Netshoes Miners have their full squad. Important advantage for Netshoes Miners.
Coming strongly for the end game.
Coming strongly for the end game as we see Real rotating. Garonidas with only 2 players trying to keep themselves safe inside of that house. Rush will put Antunes to the floor. Rigby gets the kill, steals the kill from Cruzeiro. And Garonidas is getting for some shots. And look at this combo from Atividade. The grenade and the grenade launcher taking down tThe and opening up the space for Netshoes Miners to come over. Real Esports goes down as Japa gets taken down by the gas. The safe zone is closing. Trap puts Brodo to sleep, gets him back to the lobby. Field will put Rigby to sleep as Netshoes fights Garonidas, but they are being targeted by Cruzeiro. Giga gets the kill on Miguel. Cruzeiro now rotating. Trap gets the shot with the grenade launcher. Amazing job by Trap! It's a booyah! Cruzeiro! What a job by Trap! He found the shots with the grenade launcher, and they were strongly positioned to go for the end game and get the booyah, Isa!
Finally, Cruzeiro making a very good match, getting this booyah after a couple of bad matches, a bad round. They are now back, and Trap is, as always, making an amazing job with his grenade launcher, with his grenades, and everything that is explosive. Trap is really good at. So, amazing job for Cruzeiro Netshoes Miners. I thought they were going to get the booyah when we were reaching for the end game, but they didn't. But still, a good position for Netshoes Miners. And before that fell early, still had so many eliminations, and I'm eager to see the punctuation.
We got to check out the points. Cruzeiro with 22 points, but tThe was the MVP of the match as Real gets to 17 points. Great job by Real fighting against relegation before 16 points for themselves. Now, with 3 maps, they have 52. If they score 52 again, they will go for 104 points. They needed 103 to get to Magic Squad.
That is true.
Netshoes Miners with 12 points, important for them in the fight against relegation. Garonidas and Team Liquid keep the same distance, fighting there for the 10th, 9th, 8th position in the tables. But what a great job by before holding the spot in the factory, taking team after team after team, isn't it?
Yes, of course. Before is really showing an amazing game, and we don't get tired of saying that. And of course, Iago is one of the MVPs as well with 5 kills. And CS, if I'm not mistaken, has only 1 or maybe 0 kills for today. So very important for Iago. Black Dragons Vasco also doing not very well for this 3rd map. So Fluxo and Black Dragons Vasco are 2 teams that are on the top of the standings, and now are only going further and further away from the top. So let's talk about that after.
Weird few weeks for those 2 teams, and we'll talk about that after a quick break because we need to hydrate a little bit. There are 3 more apps to come, and we'll be right back.
Salve, salve, meus Justin Biebers!
Baby, baby, baby.
É, papai, o reizinho do microfone virou o príncipe do pop.
Você tá falando sério?
Voz misteriosa na área pra quinta rodada do game show mais bombado do século XXI.
Qual que é o nome do negócio mesmo? Que eu esqueci.
Me dá um gatilho essas perguntas, é jogo pausado, parceiro. Jogo pausado. Nossos brabinhos PUMVR, Antunes e Cauã já garantiram aquele lugarzinho gostoso na semifinal. Bora pro próximo?
Pode começar?
Fala rapaziada, aqui é o Jubinha, jogador da B4. Estou aqui no jogo pausado.
Salve rapaziada, eu sou o Romeu da Nitrox, estou no jogo pausado.
Cite em 15 segundos o máximo de jogadores que começam com a letra B.
Eu acho que 7.
7? Tá tudo bem, meu mano?
Ah, nome?
Ufa, segue o baile.
Broilo,
Bootzinho.
Boot... Eita, falei... Não lembro demais, velho.
Eu fui o pior, certeza, velho.
Pior, deu empate. Cada um acertou uma e tem mais de 20 na lista. Assim eu fico sem palavras.
Querido.
Cite em 15 segundos o máximo de times que já passaram na LBFF que tem no futebol, Série A e B.
Tem que falar o nome.
Não, pô, tem não.
Cruzeiro, Flamengo, Santos, Corinthians, Vasco, Cruzeiro, Corinthians.
Cruzeiro, Corinthians, Flamengo, Vasco.
Só esses, tá?
Eu acho que só esses 4, eu acho.
Pois eu acho que não, tem mais.
Santos, faltou só o Santos.
Cite em 15 segundos o máximo de jogadores que já jogaram por 3 ou mais times.
Já pra BKR, acho que o Peu,
Japa, BKR, Jubinha, Fênix.
MVR, Lobato, Juan. Sou muito ruim nisso.
Mano, eu sou péssimo nisso, velho.
É sério isso aí que eles combinaram o discurso?
Cite em 15 segundos o máximo de áreas que começam com a letra P.
Eita! Calma aí, velho.
Calma, o tempo tá correndo, amigo.
Peck, Postinok.
Playground, posto de comando, Postnock.
Sou péssimo nisso, mano. Acontece.
Péssimo? Que deprê é essa, papai? Reage que você tá na semifinal.
We are back live. I was going to cough, and I was surprised that we were back live, and I'm going to cough live. I'm sorry, guys. It happens. Our throat is not a machine. Take care of your voice. And nice to see once again Jubinha getting qualified for the semifinals here on the job, despite not knowing a lot of the names with the letter P.
I did better than him, I'm sure.
Names of positions with the letter P.
Well, playground, peak, push knock, Porto Seguro, push comando. I'm gonna say it in Portuguese because...
The game is in Portuguese.
Yeah, because it is in Portuguese.
The game is in Portuguese, and I didn't remember Porto Seguro. You were better than me. I remember the other 4. You're doing well. You're doing well, and I want to know you guys how you did. Follow us at FF Esports and tell us how you did. But let's check the standings after this Bermuda map to know what changed in our standings over here. Vivo K taking the 6th position and starting to get into the fight with BD Vasco for the 4th position.
Yes, they are still on that fight since the last map, and of course it's gonna be decided by those last 3 maps of the day. We are getting to the second half, so important time for teams like Netshoes Miners, Nitrox, Real, 00 Nation, Black Dragons Vasco, Fluxo, that did not point out so well today to really start making that better punctuation. Because there are some teams on the other hand, like before, like Cruzeiro, Team Liquid, that are doing exceptionally well, and that we need to see if they are going to be able to get at least close to that, because the standings are on the table.
The standings are on the table indeed, and the math is the following: before needed 103 points to get to Magic Squad.
Yes.
They got 52 on the first half. 52 times 2, it's 104. If they repeat what they did in the first half of the day, they will finish off this Sunday as the leaders of LBFF. Incredible job by B4. And what is most incredible is to see everyone here inside of this plane, because we're clear to take off. So let's hit the skies! Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight R17D4 heading straight to Purgatory. This is your captain, myself, Irangini, and by my side, my co-pilot, Isa, invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop, Isa!
Time to drop and finally getting to the second half of the day. Netshoes Miners got an extra bonus there with the blue zone. So let's see, we have some teams now playing that really need to do better. We need to see some more of Fluxo, some more of Black Dragons Vasco, but according to the safe zones, we are going to have some different performances, and it's going to be interesting to see because we are getting towards the end of the day, which means that all teams, especially the ones that did not punctuate better, that did not punctuate well, need to really do something better, really need to do something different, right? And it's going to be interesting to see that being applied onto the matches.
There we see Cruzeiro that comes from the Booyah here in Bermuda, but they did perform really poorly in the first Purgatory map of the day. They were the first team wiped out by B4. The team that we're talking about that is dominating Purgatory as a destructive force. 3 straight Booyahs in Purgatory. They got the 2 Booyahs in the last day they played last week, and today they started with a Booyah. But now we see Nitrox going after Vasco, Chucky going down, and Salis gets the kill. Nitrox trying to leave that access group zone and trying to get closer and closer to Tropa, who is in the 13th position, isn't?
Yes, and of course, Nitrox is going to be able to go back. Salis, actually, that was left behind to try and pick up the kill on Chucky, is going to now go for the skill lodged, that is their current drop call, while Black Dragons Vasco will very likely save Chucky, but Nitrox still gets that 1 point for the elimination. And probably nothing's going to change in the match because of that, as we are so accustomed to those early on eliminations leading to not specifically some kind of squad wipe or some kind of big change, but we are going to see how the teams are going to be able to make their rotations because we are getting to 3 minutes in the map, and 0-0 Nation is as always on feuds with substitutions. We have Lucky God getting in the place of Nicholas 9.
And Lucky got a player who usually comes into for the 0-0 Nation squad, but not usually in place of Nicholas, who was one of the best players of this squad of 0-0 Nation, getting the grenades out for themselves. Chinese is trying to take down Gadunidas before once again with an early rotation, but now Jubinha goes down. Jubinha goes down, and the domination from before might be stopping here in Purgatory. Bad fight for them. Gadunidas has shelter, and before is out in the open, counting only with only 1 ice. But Iago takes Miguel to the floor. They counted too much on their aim, and now they are being harmed. Rigby takes Chinese to the floor. Lobato is trying to escape. Iago tries to escape as well, and only 1 player from before will leave that region alive. It's Lobato. As Mike tries to rotate, Gadunidas takes 3 kills. Important moment for the fight for the top, Isa.
Yes, and before Lobato was the only player that managed to run. Before did not have so many ices, so many glue walls, so difficult start for them. But Lobato might be able to save at least 1 or 2 of the players from the squad. So let's check it out because look, before got the Booyah on the last 3 Purgatory maps, and right now they start off in the worst way possible, losing 3 players. So very interesting to see that happening, but maybe Lobato will be able to do something to keep that flame of B4 that is so strong in Purgatory still.
You said flame, and in his weapons started flaming. I was scared by that.
Well, yes, I'm psychic. And of course, let's keep the flame going for B4. And we see that Lobato is alone in Brasilia, so maybe it's going to happen. But what's going to also happen is Cruzeiro versus Fluxo in the region of Golf Course.
Let's check out what will happen because Fluxo has the high ground advantage, but they are in a poor day right now. They need those points desperately near a loot box over there. Cruzeiro is closer, and Isa is laughing at something that I don't know what it is, but she is still doing it.
No, no, no. I'm not laughing. I'm laughing at the fact that Antunes just knocked down But on the other side of the map and picked up the elimination.
He got the kill, important kill for Real that comes from a good moment in Bermuda. Now we see that Cruzeiro is trying to keep themselves by the edge of the river. That is a strong position. We've seen a lot of teams going for that spot in the past seasons. And this could once again be really strong for them, Isa.
Yes, yes. Cruzeiro and Fluxo chose to not keep on going with their confrontation, but on the other side of the map, we have 0-0 Nation and God Unidas. And 0-0 Nation was able to pick up one elimination over God Unidas that seems to be retreating. So Marreta was eliminated by 1-9. Let's check out what's going to happen to them because we still have all 12 teams up. 43 players we see before with only Lobato. Black Dragons Vasco was able to save Chucky. Team Liquid was able to save the player that they lost, that is Boot. And of course, one of the players for God Unidas was also eliminated. So those are the 4 players that were not saved yet inside of the map. And of course, the safe zone is getting smaller and smaller. That it's starting to close to shrink already. And we are going to see soon the next safe zone appearing on the screen, and it seems like it's going to close off to the island of Marbleworks because we have a lot of teams going towards that area.
This could once again be a safe zone, leaving a lot of their space in the water. Let's check out what will happen right now. The safe zone is closing and shrinking as Fluxo also joins the battle against Team Liquid. And the safe zone is closing out to Marbleworks, as you said, Isa. As you pointed
Great
out.
predict, Amaya.
You're a psychic. No space in the water. It will be fully inside of the Marbleworks region. And we'll have a lot of people over there. Shoutouts to Adriana Santos. Shoutouts to Vans for You, saying he loves Fluxo. Aji Swen sending love from Indonesia. Shoutouts to Aji Swen over Aji Sven. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Leticia FF saying she loves you, Isa. Arfad also over here. FF Esports, BD Vasco over here with us. The official channel for BD Vasco, is it right? Here with us. And Leticia FF also here with us. Nice to have you guys here with the English broadcast, with the international broadcast, and Fluxo is trying to take down the players from Team Liquid. Some shots out, trying to put Phoenix to the floor, as MTS is already down. Team Liquid having trouble to try to bring their star player back into this match. Phoenix taking a lot of damage, and Cias will get the takedown on Phoenix. Now there's only Pedro Ares and But to keep fighting for Team Liquid. Cias trying to get the kill. He gets MTS over there, and he might rotate to try to trample the last players from Team Liquid as they are in Mount Villa and they want to go up to Marbleworks, Isa.
Yes, and that kind of safe zone is very hard for most teams that fall on the main island of Purgatory. But right now, Vivo Cage and Black Dragons Vasco confronting each other. And Black Dragons Vasco is not doing so well today, so let's see.
They got 2 players down, but General gets the kill on easy. One more grenade from General, taking down Chucky over there, opening up the path for Nando 9 to try to come over and take down BD Vasco. Nice job by Modestia rotating. He has to deal with Hender over there, and he will with the Max 7, and they destroyed BD Vasco. They go down in the 12th position with only 1 point for the kill of that god. The rotation is long for Vivo Cage. They will have to run. If they want to save that god, that might get in the way of them getting a clear rotation, Isa.
Amazing for Vivo Cage that they were able to get to the squad wipe for Black Dragons Vasco because they are going to have a very long way towards the safe zone. It's going to be very hard for them to get inside of the next safe zone. So at least good thing that they still kept the kills over Black Dragons Vasco, but they have some vehicles to help them to get towards the safe zone. And look at Lobato. Lobato is still outside, inside of the gas. He is really trying to make the hold for before, but it's going to be tough on him because he is still alone. And of course, there are a lot of confrontations happening so far.
We see Ana Cruzeirense saying Cruzeiro will have one more booyah here today. Ana Yasmin Santos saying it's raining. There is no beach, but she is LBFF. Loud Princesa saying every time she watches LBFF, she gives luck to Loud. Nina Sek saying, let's go, Cruzeiro. The chants for Cruzeiro are really good. We see Kawan taking Dudu FFX over here with the shots out. And we see Salles getting ready for a possible fight against Fluxo. Lost gets Miguel once again. Lots of fights going on ahead of the map as Noda gets Mike as well. Loud taking the best of God Unidas, getting a good position by Marble Works. This could become a huge battlefield as we reach 11 minutes of play, and there are still 11 teams in this fight, is it?
Yes, and of course the position that Loud has kept is amazing for the safe zone, and the 11th team to be eliminated is Team Liquid, while Fluxo and Nitrox are still making their confrontation, and the last player for B4 is just outside of the God Unidas mark on top of the hill.
Ozado is trying to get some shots out. They need still to rotate to inside of the Marble Works. They are by the golf course, and they will still have to fight with Nitrox. Nitrox will not leave them for a quick rotation. Some shots going out. Fak trying to get the kill on Prozin, and there is another player from Nitrox rotating to the other side of the map as Fluxo will try to go over. He gets the kill on Prozin. Japa BKR gets the kill on Prozin. And finally, a decent map by Fluxo as of right now. But if they get killed right now, they will only be out with those 4 points and 1 for positioning. So they still need to be careful on the rotation. Not only they got here onto 12 minutes of map played, but it's still not a safe position for them to come over. Before brought their players back, as we see Iago and Jubinha there. Lobato could bring the squad back, and before he was also again in the fight, and now they are trying to hold Fluxo from coming into the safe zone. Nitrox goes down, and Lobato will put Ousado to sleep. Now before wants to work with the players that they have right now. Fluxo brings back, I'm sorry,
Lobato was able to save everyone from before.
Only Shinez was left
Shinez
behind.
was
Probably
saved, but he
fell down once
again.
He fell down once again. It happens. Iago tries to find a good spot to fight, as we see, before trying to hold themselves by the edge of the safe zone. It's not a usual position to see before they are struggling since the beginning of this Purgatory map, and the domination of this map might be over for before. We see Ousado and Cias jumping over, and Cias gets the double kill on Iago and Jubinha. Now there's only one player, and before falls down in the 9th position on the hands of Fluxo. Finally, we're seeing that Fluxo that we expected. Now Real and Cruzeiro are going at it. JapXL gets the first player of Cruzeiro down. Cias gets the quadra kill for himself, and it's an important kill for him to keep on the top of the standings of the kill leaders list. God Unidas will go down on the hands of Cias. He is in a killing spree. 5 kills for him in this matchup. Giga gets Antunes. JapXL puts Rush to sleep and back to the lobby. tThe will get some space. JapXL goes down once again. Trap using the grenade launcher shot. He is the bomb expert for this squad of Cruzeiro, but Real will destroy Cruzeiro over there. tThe was the responsible for the slaughtering. There is only him on his feet. He will try to help JapXL over there as Fluxo aims the players from Real. Lots of shots coming over. We see Ousado trying to find VM7 over there, and the shots come back as he heals Fak a little bit over there. And gets, what a shot by Japa! What an AWP shot by Japa!
But this was funny, but his doll just dropped so quickly.
It was, oh my god, he's in another level today. We have Natividade and Field rushing towards the players from Loud. Loud is in a good point right now to make that difference, and they have good points here today. Natividade is trying to use the Charge Buster to get the shots out, and Field will put Noda and Kronos to the floor. He opens the path, and Loud is in a predicament right now because Natividade comes with the Charge Buster to take down the last player of Loud. And Night Shoes Miners now in a good position on this last safe zone. They have the last shelter of the match, and they have to deal with Vivocade. Ousado goes down, Cias goes down as well. Japa BKR tries to keep Fluxo alive. Only Fak to survive. Only Fak to fight for Fluxo. Real goes down on the hands of Evocate, but Fluxo already in the top 4 with 10 kills. Important moment, they have at least 17 points for themselves. Great job by Fluxo trying to turn this moment around as Cias can be helped, and he was helped indeed by Fak. Now Fluxo has 2 players to fight in this last safe zone, as we see 0-0 Nation in a great positioning and with all 4 players still alive. Netshoes Miners will be in this fight as well, and Vivocade. All 4 teams want to take a good positioning inside of the safe zone, but the last shelter is with 0-0 Nation. FFX, he rotates, he wants to go after the players from Fluxo. He has the grenades to go over, tries to shoot on to find Cias over there, but he gives the information of where he is right now to Cias. And Cias will bring the grenade back, an amazing grenade, forces the use of the chrono from the FFX and forces the rotation from the players of 0-0 Nation. Now Flux will try to come over, Fak gets closer, Cias will get the kappa on 1-9. Nice job by Cias, finding the head of 1-9, but he will go down on the hands of Field. Nando 9 also goes down, Fluxo and Vivocate are eliminated in the 4th and 3rd position. Great job by Fluxo, keeping themselves alive up until the end of the game, but 0-0 Nation has the advantage. Not only the numbers, but the positioning and the shelter advantage against Netshoes Miners that have to rush, that have to try to get inside of that house. Field gets a lot of damage, but he's still alive, rushing to inside of the house. Natividade once again trying to deal with Lucky God. He takes a lot of damage, but he can still rush, he can still run, he can still fight. Honey will put Natividade to the floor, and Field is trying to help him out. Honey goes out of this window. Rick and Natividade bring the fight back. 1-9 puts Natividade to the floor. Now it's a 2v2 fight. Important rush right now by Field, taking down 2 players. Ricky will put the FFX to the floor. 0-0 Nation loses all of their advantage because they wanted to leave the house, and Natividade will get the kill. So it's a booyah, Netshoes Miners! The fight was all in the hands of 0-0 Nation, but they got troubles and didn't fight from inside of that safe spot of the house. They wanted to go out, they wanted to take Netshoes Miners face to face, but the experience of Natividade, Field, and Rick got the booyah to the Miners. Is
amazing game by Rick and Field for Netshoes Miners. That is our bottom team in the standings. So nice to see them getting this booyah. And of course, they're going to guarantee a lot of points. And I really want to see how close that takes them to Liberty in the standings. And of course, Fluxo and 0-0 Nation were also highlights of this match. See us getting to 5 kills. And I mean, he probably did like 1 or 2 kills in all of the previous matches. Now he gets 5 in, right in a moment where before Iago fell very early. And of course, 0-0 Nation also a team that is not well positioned in the standings, doing very well. So this match ended up very good for the people in the Access group, for 0-0 Nation, for Real, for Netshoes Miners. So very good.
And the only team of the top that scored really well was Fluxo with 18 points. Vivocade with 12. It's not that good of a punctuation. Not bad, but not an amazing punctuation. Keeps them in the run. Loud with 7 points. Leaves them with a breather on that fight for the top 12. As we see Cias with 5 kills. Great job by Cias trying to keep himself on the run for the MVP. And we are going to check out the kill leaders list after the standings to see what is going on in that fight between Cias and Iago. Iago is doing really well here today as well. He got an MVP with 5 kills as well. And we're going to check the second half of the standings with God Unidas with 7 points, Cruzeiro with 5, Nitrox with 4, and finally Before with a bad game.
Yes, but what surprises me the most is that Black Dragons Vasco for this whole day only scored 6 points. They basically didn't play any of the matches, and that is a very unfortunate outcome for Black Dragons Vasco that we know to be a very strong team. So I really do wonder what's happening to Vasco.
It's strange to see that development of the Vasco squad. However, we got to check out the standings to see what changed with this map. Fluxo getting to 700 points and getting close to Magic Squad on the punctuation. Before now 49 points behind Magic Squad. They would have to get 25 on the next 2 maps to get to Magic Squad. It would be almost close to impossible. Vivocade taking the 4th position from BD Vasco, as you just pointed out. Not a good day by Vasco. Loud getting close to God Unidas, only 13 points behind God Unidas right now to get to the 8th position. And Netshoes Miners now only 22 points behind Liberty, which starts to give them a possibility to breathe in the last day of the week. Tomorrow, those two teams will be playing here, both Liberty and Netshoes Miners, and it will be a direct confrontation for the relegation zone.
And what's going to be very interesting about tomorrow is that with groups A and C playing, a lot of people are going to get pushed down. Black Dragons Vasco, if they don't really wake up in those last couple of matches, they're going to be pushed down by Los Grandes, by Corinthians, so they're going to be taking the 7th position, and Loud is probably going to be bumped by Metagaming. We know that a lot of the standings itself is going to change a lot tomorrow. So let's keep an eye on how those teams need to perform to guarantee that they are not bumped by the teams playing tomorrow.
They need to get the most advantage that they can possibly here today, but who's trying to get some advantage is CS on the kill leaders list, as it's going to show up on the screen for you guys to see how it's going on. CS now with 118 kills, but Iago has 108. Iago started the day with 96, which means he already got 12 kills in 4 maps for himself.
And he plays tomorrow.
And
CS doesn't.
doesn't.
Oh my god, Iago has a real shot to get to CS.
He really has a good shot. Bobs will be playing tomorrow. Gus will be playing tomorrow. So the top 4, inside of the top 4, only CS will not be playing here tomorrow. This could be the first week that CS ends the week without the top of the kill leaders list.
Yes, and this is the first time that we actually are seeing a possibility that CS not to be the MVP of the season, because so far he has had such an amazing advantage that we have basically ruled that CS was already the MVP, but now Iago is really proving everyone wrong, and he's getting closer and closer, and I don't want to give him bad luck, so I'm gonna start talking.
And Iago is a sniper. We gotta say that Iago is a sniper. The job that this man is doing before the season is just unbelievable. And I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I'm sorry, it's not that. I wanna know if you casted Bobs and Gus on your FF squad for tomorrow.
I think Bobs, yes, but Gus, no.
You should value Gus, because if you want to win on FF Squad, you should cast the best players in the league. And if you guys are not playing FF Squad up until right now, join us at ffsquad.com.br. Set your teams, choose the best players to see if you know a real good Free Fire here in Brazil. If you know who are the men here in Brazilian Free Fire. Shoutouts to Nicolas Samp over here. Shoutouts to Letícia FF, to tThe over here. Guilherme Alan also over here saying this is excellent. Nice to have you guys here. Let's try to mix the Portuguese commentary with the English commentary, so the guys all around the world at least know what you guys are talking about. It will be great to form a good community with Brazilian people, with people from all around the world towards Brazilian Free Fire, towards LBFF. This could become something really nice for an interchange of culture in Free Fire, right, is it?
Yes, that could be. And I'm loving to see everyone in the chat, especially I'm hoping that you guys are looking forward for our 5th map of the day, that is Kalahari. And of course, we know that those 2 maps are going to be the last chances for some teams to really make a comeback out of their bad performance. So let's check out what's going to happen in Kalahari. That was a map previously.
It's hot.
Yes, previously dominated by Loud. It's hot in Purgatory, on the contrary to this room that is really cold.
Not that cold. I'm wearing a jacket, so you cannot say it's cold. We have Letícia Neri over here sending a heart. We have Guilherme Alan still here with us as we are getting ready to Kalahari. Kalahari, a map that started really slow on the first map of the day, but tends to get really hot as we reach the end of the day. We're heading to the 5th map of the day. We still have 2 more to come, and this Kalahari map is already sending me desert vibes. Lots of heat as we have here on on our scenario over here, on our scenery over here, and it shows. I'm sorry, oh my god, air on my lungs. And of course, we are going to Kalahari, and this is going to be an incredible, hot, dense fight in this match, full of sand, and the engines are already rolling. The The bats are rolling, getting the air out and on the engines, because the control tower here is telling me that we're clear to take off, so let's hit the skies! Ladies and gentlemen, from flight R17D5 heading straight to Kalahari. This is your captain, Marcelo Ferrantini, and by my side, my co-pilot Isa invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop, Isa!
And the pilots are being so extra nice for those last couple of rounds because they are not putting in any kind of airplane routes that really take off into the team. So everyone getting to their usual drop call spots, and Nitrox getting once again the region of the blue zone. But look, 0-0 Nation is just by their side. What is that?
This could become a war by the elephant graveyard over there. And lots of teams showing up for this fight. The shots are out. João comes in to play for Nitrox in place of Romeo, and he already goes down. It took 1 minute of play for João to go down on this squad of Nitrox. He is the best. He has the best nickname of LBFF, but he is already down. He was brought up by his teammates, and Nitrox is trying to rotate to find a good spot as 0-0 Nation gets to the lower part of the elephant graveyard and will probably get the full loot of that region, Isa.
Yes, and I really think that this fight is going to be interesting because those are two teams competing directly in the Access group. And of course, it is interesting to see them pursuing a drop call fight so late in the championship because as we know, in the beginning of the season, it is always so common to have a lot of drop call fights. But as we are reaching the end of the season, we always see the teams having very much established drop calls, while we see it right now. Quali making his rotation, trying to maybe retreating from that fight. That's going to be interesting. Or no, I think he's kind of flanking the players.
Seems to be flanking,
he's
indeed.
flanking 0-0 Nation, trying to pick the players up from their back. And of course, that can be an interesting position. But we also know that flanking is very dangerous because if he's caught alone, Marcelo.
If he's caught alone, he will not be able to run. It seems that Dudu is ready for some kind of flanking from Quali as he tries to find a good spot, as he tries to find a player from 0-0 Nation, but he doesn't know that the whole 0-0 Nation also flanked the players from Nitrox as he sees from afar. 1-9 trying to get, but he puts 1-9 to the floor, saving his teammate on the watchtower. It was Salis, and he saves Salis with a great shot from afar. Now Lucky God is trying to bring 1-9 back to his feet. He puts 1-9 back into the fight, but 1-9 will go once again down in the fight. João goes down and the FFX fall to his death, but Salis and Quali bring it back, and 0-0 Nation now in a poor positioning. They have only Honey to fight as Prozin is chasing him and trying to get the kill and the squad wipe onto 0-0 Nation. Honey XL is over there. There's not only Honey, there's one more player running away for 0-0 Nation to try to keep the squad alive as Honey caught the attention of the Nitrox squad. Real is also getting dangerously close to that region. This could be really a tough matchup for 0-0 Nation after that fight. We see Fluxo now fighting against Loud. Kronos goes to the floor. K1 is trying to find a good spot by the Ruins, and we know that the Ruins is the usual drop call for Fluxo. They are not being... We don't usually see Loud over there, and we see Fluxo now taking off, and Loud taking the call of Ruins from Fluxo, is it?
Well, Fluxo right now making the rotation out of the Ruins, and of course they are on their standard platform, and Faki was already able to take down one of the players from Loud, and of course Fluxo is not going anywhere out of that platform anytime soon, but Loud is going to have a hard time getting out of Ruins if that's what they are looking for.
Some shots out from Fak trying to take down the players from Loud, and Fluxo did their usual rotation, went to the platform. They want to keep that spot for themselves. We see Fak now taking a lot of damage from the players of Real that are coming from the other side of the safe zone.
Yes, and of course, Fluxo is not only focusing on Lounge, they're also taking hits at Real, and that platform is a really strong position for them. We saw some great matches played by Fluxo from this very platform. Of course, right now we still have 12 teams, 44 players alive. So, a couple of eliminations have been pursued for this beginning of the map, and a couple of players were not saved for their teams. Let's see how that's gonna affect the team because everyone's making their position, the safe zone shrinking, and we have Cruzeiro with a substitution. Menor getting in the place of Rush. Cruzeiro that had a Boye today, but in the other maps they did not do so well. So by now we have a irregular day for Cruzeiro.
And this is a change that usually happens in this lineup. Menor is a player that has some playtime for this Cruzeiro squad. And it's usual to see Vasco also with the change. Loiro getting in place of Chucky over here. He had a few moments in this LBFF and will be once again in play for Vasco. It seems that the teams are experimenting a little bit right now, isn't it?
Yes, and of course we are seeing some very slow matches in Kalahari. Loiro getting back up to the place of Chucky, right?
Chucky.
Of Chucky. And Black Dragons Vasco is a team that is doing exceptionally bad today. So only 6 points for them so far, which is so little, especially because it's 2 points a match. So basically 2 points a match, and they really needed something better than that because they are in a good position on the standings, but it's a very competitive position.
Some people shouted out the players from Miners. They are cheering for the Netshoes Miners to leave the 18th position. Shoutouts as well to our chat over here with Guilherme Alan, Leticia Neri, Abdi Yogi saying he's from Indonesia. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. And welcome to our chat, to our community. Building the community around LBFF. It's really good. And Vasco taking their time to leave the chamber. Looting, getting their equipment over there. We see Loiro getting some med kits. Now he's going for the vending machine to buy something over there. Vasco with a patient game right now. And some sound effects from the Brazilian broadcast, from the Portuguese broadcast, coming for our broadcast over here. And Vasco taking its time for the rotation, going for a late rotation here. As we see Fluxo now trying to take B4 away from that spot. And Japa XL from Real is now joining that battle as well. B4 going for strange rotations here today. Loiro putting Honey to the floor. And 00 Nation is back to the lobby with no points to their hands. Maybe only one with the kill of one player from Real in that fight, from Nitrox in the fight in the beginning. Nitrox fighting against Vivocade as well as Fluxo tries to hold their spot by the platform. Garonidas taking Lobato to the floor. The fight goes on the left side of Fluxo's platform, and they want to get some shots out onto the players of Garonidas. Squally will take that God. Now a bad position from Vivocade. They lost 3 players in this fight against Nitrox. And they lost not only 3 but 4 players. They go back to the lobby and Nitrox destroys Vivocade. After destroying 00 Nation, MTS tried to use the grappling hook, but Rick got the kill onto him. Maybe Netshoes Miners are waking up. Maybe the guys from Netshoes Miners are waking up for the fights. They will have to deal with Team Liquid right now. And the grenades from Rick are coming over. And he tries to get some damage onto the players of Team Liquid. He's inside of the house, sided by Natividade and Broilo over there as the 3 players from Netshoes now join themselves into the same battle, going after Phoenix. Phoenix will be swallowed by Broilo, and Kronos now takes Pedro Ares. Broilo will get the kill. Loud is joining that battle as well as Vasco is joining the same battle. Boot will take Rick, but he's the last player. He takes Broilo as well with the sight. Can Boot clutch it out for Team Liquid? It's important for him to try to keep the horses alive. He get the kill on Broilo. There's only 1 player to fight for Netshoes Miners. It's Natividade. He brings Rick back to the floor and back to the fight as Loud joins the battle and puts on player from Team Liquid back to the lobby. It's MTS. Loiro will get the kill on Rick. Vasco joining that battle as well. One more point for Vasco with the kill of Rick. But Hender went to the floor. They will have to help the Grenadier for this Vasco da Gama squad. And Butch clutched it out. He kept Team Liquid alive and sent Natividade back to the lobby. But now he's all by himself to fight against Loud and Vasco. Now Loud is coming from a bad positioning and Vasco is trying to hold them in that spot, but they are inside of the safe zone, so they can give away that fight to Vasco and get to a good positioning and save that fight for later, Isa.
Yes, and of course, Loud has the advantage in position, but it's going to be very hard for them to get out of the border of the river without taking a lot of hits from Black Dragon's Vasco that has spotted Bud and maybe is going to take down Team Liquid in the 8th position. But of course, good start for Black Dragon's Vasco and Loiro, the participant that just came into the squad already with 3 kills. May Loiro be just what Black Dragons needed to kind of get that fresh air.
It changes a little bit the metagaming of this Vasco squad. Chucky is more of an aggressive player and Loiro plays really well with the snipers. That's what he's showing here today. He got the 3 kills with the snipers. So he can be a kind of a second support for this team that has Easy as their support. And with Loiro on the squad, they get the best fights from afar. And it's really good to have this here in Kalahari. Now Flux is trying to fight and hold B4 and Gadonidas. Chinese goes down. Cias gets one more kill for himself, getting closer to 120 kills on week number 7 of LBFF. 7-6. Week number 6 of LBFF here. We have Cias rotating, trying to go for his great aim, trying to use this amazing aim that he has to get the shots out onto the players of B4 and Gadonidas. Japa BKR over there rotating. They know that they are in the edge of the safe zone and they might need to open that path, Isa, to get inside of a possible next safe zone.
Yes, yes. And of course, the safe zone has kind of been centralized towards the map. We are seeing a safe zone that's not so good for B4. Before that started off the day in an amazing way, and now they have only Iago left to fight, and Iago will not be able to get out of that position. Very, very likely. Before fell down on the 9th position, and Fluxo still have a good punctuation. They need to wipe Gadonidas right now, so that's an upcoming confrontation, Marcelo.
That's an upcoming confrontation. Those two teams will have to rotate, and let's see who will do better getting into the fight and then rotating. Vasco with a good positioning by the edge of the ruins. Loud trying to keep themselves alive with Nada and Kronos as Vasco slowly goes uphill. Hender uses the grenade to try to get the damage, but the CR7 saved the players from Loud and forced them outside of the house. The rotation is good. Prozin goes down for the safe zone, and Vasco will have a good moment here to loot a little bit of those loot boxes that they called for by the side of the antenna, and they rotate to probably try to go inside of the safe zone via the western side of the safe. Team Liquid goes down finally on the hands of Cruzeiro. Boot kept themselves alive for a long time after a good clutch against Netshoes Miners. Hender is trying to get to the loot box over there, and it's dangerous because Nitrox is really close, Isa.
The airdrop's gonna go, well, Hender's trip to the airdrop really went smoothly, so right now we are seeing Black Dragon's Vasco finally up for a good match, and of course Loud and Gadonidas in a great position in the safe zone that close towards completely the call of Fluxo. If Fluxo had just stayed in the ruins for the very beginning of the match, they'd still be safe.
And the fights are going on right now between Cruzeiro and Fluxo, but Cruzeiro also lost a player for Vasco. Loiro gets the kill on Quali. Loiro with a great game up until right now. 4 kills for him in this battle. Some shots coming out on Menor, dealing damage, and Leno will get the kill on João. Vasco summing up a huge amount of kills as we reach 14 minutes of play, 16 still alive, and 21 players. Vasco has the numbers advantage, and it seems that they have a good positioning inside of the safe zone by the edge of the ruins, getting to the bigger ruin over there to get all those players spread and defending their spot. Easy taking some shots out. Leno goes down on the hands of Antunes. But we still have the safe zone changing for the other side where everyone expected. Kronos now putting 2 players from Godunidas down, and Loud still alive in this battle with only 2 players, with only Kronos and Oda. Kronos is trying to get a better positioning for him to fight in the end of this battle. He will have to deal with Real, he will have to deal with Godunidas, and they split those 2 players as Kronos got to inside of the safe zone to try to keep Loud already with a good positioning to be at least in the top 2.
And look at how many players alive we have. 21 players alive coming to the last safe zone, proving once again that the teams are really working well to really delay Kalahari.
Now we see VM7 taking down Kronos, taking Loud outside of that safe zone with only Noda remaining to fight. Vasco rotates, they have 7 kills on their hands, and the grenades from Easy might take down some of the players. No, he just delayed the chase that was being given to Vasco. Loud finally goes down on the hands of Cruzeiro. R7 got a kill, and Ousado goes down, and the fight against Godunidas, that fight that was promised for a long time. CS tries to keep Fluxo alive. He will get the kill, and he will keep Fluxo alive. He has the time to bring back all the teammates to go for the last fight of the last fight of this match. And now only 4 teams and 14 players still alive. We see 4 players from Fluxo, 4 players from Vasco. Cruzeiro trying to take down the players from Fluxo. R7 gets the double kill, gets the double takedown, and now only Fuck and CS to fight for Fluxo. Loiro goes down on the hands of VM7. Nice grenade by VM7, getting a kill on Loiro. That had a great game. 4 kills for him coming out of the bench for Vasco. Now VM7 will once again put Leno to sleep. Tattoo will get the kill on Fuck as CS tries to keep Fluxo once again alive against Cruzeiro. VM7 puts Leno to sleep. Hender goes down on the hands of Japa Excel, and there's only Easy to fight for Vasco. They had the numbers advantage, but now Real has the numbers advantage. They have the 4 players, only 7 remaining on the match. 2 for Fluxo and 4 for Real, only Easy for Vasco. Easy is out on the open, and Antunes will get a kill. CS gets Tattoo to the sleep, but now he takes a huge shot and takes half of his life in damage. He wants to take Tattoo outside of this match to try to keep Fluxo alive. There's still Giga fighting for Cruzeiro. Cruzeiro in the top 3, and we know that Real has 3 players still in the fight. Giga goes down. There's only CS. Can he clutch it out? He didn't even have the time. It's Sabu! Yeah! Real! Kept themselves with advantage up until the end of the match. They are fighting against the Access Group Zone, and they are really improving here today, Isa!
Yes, amazing game for Real, finally getting their Booyah. And of course, we saw Real have a very stable day. So I'm thinking that it's gonna go and take them very high up in the stand. Not very high up, but very much better on the standings. So it's gonna be nice to see how that affects Real. And Japa XL was the MVP of the match with 5 kills and 23 points. That's a lot of points.
16 for Fluxo, having kind of a better day here today. Cruzeiro with 14 points, Vasco also 14, Nitrox 11, and Godunidas 7 points. But once again, a slow-paced Kalahari. Fights happening on the end of the match, and once again, this map showing that there is still space for supports in this game.
Yes, finally a good match for Black Dragons Vasco that did very badly on the rest of the day. And of course, Vivo Cage also with a bad Kalahari in this match before kind of trembled around the 4th match. And of course, they had amazing 3 first maps, but right now kind of trembling. Let's see what the last match holds for B4.
We are heading to the last map of the day. However, we have to go for a quick break because I need to bring the emotions, and I have to have the throat to bring the emotions for you guys, and we'll be right back. We are back live to bring you guys the emotions of the sixth and last map of the day. However, we got to bring the standings just understand what happened here in this last match. Vasco retaking the 4th position from Vivocade with those great 14 points that they got here in this matchup. Got Unidas and Loud closer and closer, 14 points of difference between those two squads. Cruzeiro trying to get some distance out on Team Liquid, and it seems that the top 12 is already a separate block in distance to Tropa, right?
Yes, yes. As we were saying, Loud was also in that position that Tropa was. They had a big difference towards the rest of the standings, but they were able to make it different very fastly. Loud was able to make that punctuation, that situation reverse, and they were able to guarantee a lot of points that took them to the first half of the standings. Of course, they need to kind of get really close to God Unidas, if not to pass them, to guarantee their place in the first half of the standings, but still Loud doing very well.
Fluxo still can sleep on the leadership here today. They need 8 points to go over to tie Magic Squad on the standings and 9 to go over. They can still sleep on the leadership here today, but the team that will be playing here tomorrow, the teams that will be playing here tomorrow are Magic Squad and B4. So that's why we're getting to that discussion between B4 and Magic Squad, because if B4 have a good map of Bermuda here today, they can shrink that difference to maybe 20 something points, and tomorrow will be a direct fight for the top.
Yes, B4 really does need to shrink that difference, and they could have done it a little bit sooner if they had at least regular 4th and 5th maps. They would be able to get that difference to a much smaller level, but still they are still able to get the difference to be kind of small. So depending on Magic Squad's performance tomorrow, we're gonna have a fight for the leadership, but who's the most worried about that is Fluxo, that is not playing tomorrow, and of course they need to have an advantage towards B4. Their advantage so far is not so big, so they definitely need to do very good on this last map.
And if you look at the second block of the table that starts with Vasco and Vivocade, Vasco will not also be playing here tomorrow, Vivocade will. So that difference between those two teams that is really close right now will be destroyed here tomorrow.
Yes.
Vivocade will take that fourth place.
And Black Dragons, that is having a terrible day, and so far they had a terrible week. In the last week they did not do so spectacularly as well. Right now they are only getting to worst positions in the standings, so of course they need to get better again. They need to bring back that Black Dragons Vasco that surprised us so much in the beginning of the season, because so far they're only dropping in the standings gradually.
And we're going to Bermuda, where Black Dragons Vasco is one of the best teams over here. Everyone is already inside of the plane. The engines are rolling because we're clear to take off, so let's hit the skies! Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight R17D6 heading straight to Bermuda. This is your Captain Marcel Ferrantini, and Marcel, my co-pilot Isa, invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop, Isa!
And here we are on the last map of the day. As me and Marcelo have talked so much about, there are great expectations towards some teams that won't be playing tomorrow. There are great expectations for some teams that really need to sleep in a better position on the standings today. So a lot of things are going to happen for this last map of Bermuda. And we have 9 trucks going towards factory, and they had the blue zone, so that's gonna help them off a little bit. So far I can see no substitutions. Let me see if I'm missing something.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think I'm missing anything. Apparently no substitutions for this
Juninho
last
XL
map.
coming in, play for God.
He wasn't in the last one.
No. Juninho XL coming into play in place of Mike.
Right. And of course, Godunida is going to their usual drop call of tThe. They're gonna have to have a long walk, and their head coach Ninja was actually talking a little bit to us about that. He was talking about how sometimes in the matches of Bermuda, they are still choosing to use the ability of Misha that they are not using anymore for all of the maps. Using vehicles is something that even Gojunidas, that is a team that completely dominated it apparently, is not doing anymore because they thought that everyone else was doing it, and it only makes sense if only a couple of teams do. Oh my god.
Look at Real, they got the booyah and they won the kill on Marreta. They got the takedown, forcing Garonidas to rotate with one less player. They still can bring Marreta back after this kill, after this takedown. But they will be slowed on the rotation for the end game, Isa.
Yes, it's going to be hard for Gajunidas because not only did they have to run towards their drop call, which of course takes a lot of time. It took 2 minutes for them to get to their drop call, and they lost one player. So Gajunidas will have to deal with a very slow rotation, while Lauji has just flown right into Observatory to get some kills on 0-0 Nation. Let's see if that was a good choice.
1-9 has the Saitama skin. It's really dangerous. The One Punch Man, the Brazilian Saitama, is here to try to bring down the players from Loud, but he didn't see that he was sided by Kawan over there. He now has the information, but Kawan, surprised lucky god that didn't look to the correct side. He just took a shot to the face with the Max 7. Noda now gets closer and closes the gap onto 1-9. The chrono already being used, and Noda will put 1-9 to sleep. Now Honey is trying to rotate. Lost is siding the players of 0-0 Nation. The flanking is effective for the fight for Loud. We see Honey trying to rotate. Noda tries to get the shots out, and he will put Honey to sleep. There's only one player to fight for 0-0 Nation. It's tThe, and he was spotted by Lost. He takes Kronos to the floor, but he has 3 players to deal with, and Noda will not allow him. 0-0 Nation goes back to the lobby with only 1 point for the kill of Kronos.
Amazing strategy for Loud. Lost 21, took a position up top the building, so it was a great position to give off any kind of covers that the team might need. And while Kawan was was right in the front of the observatory area, and Noda was giving him cover, so they had a set of players that were able to have a clear vision of everywhere inside of the observatory, and they had no trouble eliminating 0-0 Nation in the 12th position, picked up a couple of kills, and are gonna save Kronos right back. And look, Real is having their best round so far with 62 points up until now, and we of course have not seen any points of them for this last map. So let's see if they're gonna be able to break their own record, maybe getting to 70 points. That's gonna be cool. And we can see that in round 6 they had 60 points, in round 5 they had 59, and now they already have 62.
They already have 62 points. Those are important points indeed, and the fight will be really good for those squads, as we see Antunes trying to get the mushrooms over there to get himself with some more shield for him to work in the end of the match. We see Vivocade trying to take their spot in Bimazak Strip, their usual spot by Bimazak Strip, a spot that holds the rotation of a lot of teams, but they will have to deal with Cruzeiro, and it seems that they will not hold it against Cruzeiro. They will go for a quick rotation for inside of the safe zone, is it?
Yes, and of course a lot of squads near the region of Peak. We have Nitrox taking that position of the 2-floored house. We have Peak in the School of Peak, as we have Fluxo in the School of Peak, as we like to call it here in Brazil. And we have Team Liquid in the greenhouse by the hill. Those are all strong positions, and the safe zone really does seem to have closed off to the area of Peak, have centralized over the map of Bermuda, because all squads are taking position. And of course we only had one squad wipe, that was Loud on top of 0-0 Nation. Everyone else is alive and full, and of course we are going to see a slower last map, while Gojunidas, Laude, and Real are making all slow rotations towards the safe zone. B4 is still in Clock Tower where they drop called, and Netshoes Miners also needing to assume a better position inside of the safe.
We see that early rotations are dominating this map, and Loud will have trouble. They tried to bring Kronos back into this match. They got to bring Kronos back into the match, but they were forced to have a slow loot over there as much as Garunidas. Each one on one side of the map. The next safe zone is closing out right now. We will get to check where the next safe zone will be. It will probably force Netshoes Miners to rotate. It will probably force or Netshoes Miners and Real. That was what I was going to say. Either one of those would have to rotate. Actually, both of them.
Yes, this is a very standard safe zone for the map of Bermuda. That is that safe zone that closes completely centralized to peak. And of course, we have so many teams in good positions. Nitrox, Fluxo, Team Liquid, Vivo Cage. Basically, everyone's already inside of the safe zone. But Netshoes Miners and Real are going to have to infiltrate the safe zone in the smartest way possible, because otherwise they will not be able to keep any kind of positions. And of course, it's going to be hard for all teams outside of it because it is such a crowded safe zone.
And the fights will be incredible in the end of the match.
Yes, I'm hoping that you have saved your voice, because my voice is kind of tired. And look, right now we have already a confrontation.
I'm going to have to summon my inner Fat Eminem as Ousado takes Salis to the floor, and Fluxo is coming over to take the position, going downhill from pick. But João will take Ousado with a nice bow shot and forced Fak to come over to try to help. Nice grenade from CS, dealing a lot of damage to Prozin, but still having trouble to bring Ousado into this battle. Japa BKR is the one who goes inside of the house to bring him down, and Prozin will go down on the hands of CS. Nice grenade by the leader of the MVP list, trying to get to a good spot. We see Japa BKR rotating. He has Quali on his sights, and Ousado will try to break the ice to find João and Prozin. The shots onto the ice are now sending Prozin in a bad positioning. More ice to come to save the Chrono over there as João tries to come over and gets taken down by Fak. Quali will bring it back, send Fak to the floor, and Nitrox is destroyed. Flux with finally a good fight, but now they have to deal with Real and Vivocate also coming for the fight. Now Flux is completely sandwiched between Real and Vivocate. Japa BKR tries to keep himself alive as Ousado, Fak, and CS rush towards the players of Vivocate. General gets Ousado, and Japa XL will take Japa BKR to the floor. Bad start of fight for Fluxo, trying to save from that sandwich as Antunes will come over and take the house that Fluxo had control. Now Vivocate has full control of that house, and that they will have to deal with Fak and CS. Now Modestia has sights of the players of Real. Now the information is on the hands of Vivocate. Nice fight for Vivocate to try to gather some points onto Fluxo and Real. Let's see if they will hold themselves inside of the house. They did. They put down Fluxo, and now they will have to deal with Real, who is trying to come up hills. Now Real has 3 kills. Vivocate has 2. General is getting protection from the wall over there as before tries to get to Loud as well. Nada goes down, and the grenade from VM7 now taking that gut back to the floor. Japa XL rotates. Vivocate doesn't have the advantage anymore. Modestia goes down. Nice job by Tatu and Japa XL. And Vivocate got obliterated by Real.
Oh my God. I have literal chills right now, because Real had such an amazing rush on both of those teams, and it was really beautiful how VM7 was taking the hits, and they were putting the grenades on and making the rush, and a lot of headshots. So great start for Real, getting 7 eliminations and eliminating 2 of the strongest teams of the LBFF. So
they will probably be on the top of our standings here today.
They already had such an amazing round. So right now, just gathering up to their amazing game, and of course, a team that is not so low, but that is in the access group, really being able to take down 2 teams that are on the very top of the standings is very. It's a very clear view of how the competitive scenario in Brazil is so strong. We have so many strong teams that even one of the teams that are on the bottom of the standings can easily take down one of the teams that are leading. So that's very interesting to see happening. And of course, right now, Netshoes Miners making their rotation, and really all of that confrontation has helped the safe zone to become a little less crowded. So far, 8 teams alive, 29 players.
11 minutes of play, and Netshoes Myers still not finding the best way to rotate. They are going through Bimazak. They could have some trouble because Cruzeiro is by that spot as well, but it doesn't seem that they will be sighted by the Cruzeiro squad. They will edge the safe zone up until the end of the match, and Cruzeiro will have to rotate through the middle of the safe zone. We see Broilo now using the edges of the houses and inside of the gas a little bit to rotate as Vasco gets to that position by car, and they will have to face off against Cruzeiro. We see Giga trying to hold on as the Vasco players leave the cars to get to start that fight. Trap with the grenade trying to find the players from Vasco. Another grenade from Trap, and Loiro will put Giga to the floor, but Trap finds Leno with the grenade. Loiro gets the kill on Giga. And it's a 3v3 fight of teams still playing. Menor will put Loiro to the floor, will get the kill on Loiro. And now there's only Hender, and easy to fight. Hender gets Menor with the grenade, but Field comes over. Netshoes Miners join that battle as well, and Field will take the kill on Hender. Now, Vasco has only Easy to survive inside of the pipe, trying to survive against Field. Field goes through the pipe, and they don't see Easy. Easy gets the kill on Field. Natividade didn't see it. He's trying to get to inside of the house, and Field was left behind. R7 steals the kill from Easy, and Cruzeiro is in a better position to fight against Netshoes Miners. Tatu will put Fenix to the floor, but On brings it back. Natividade takes Easy and gets Vasco to the back of the lobby once again in the 8th position. Antunes taking, but Real keeps getting some kills onto the players of Team Liquid. They wipe out Team Liquid. Fluxo, Vivocate, and Team Liquid falling to the hands of Real. Great job by the team now playing with Antunes and VM7. Those two players that were getting space onto the team, that were changing between themselves, now playing together and getting an amazing result for this Real squad. Rick tries to hold on to the space against Cruzeiro. Trap gets to some shots from Natividade, and R7 brings back to take it to an equality. It's a mano-a-mano fight between Natividade and R7. Nativa uses a lot of Vice to protect himself as he tries to rotate. R7 gets the kill, and now he goes inside of the house with the Charge Buster to get a kill. Natividade gets down, and Netshoes Miners are wiped out while Cruzeiro has only R7 to count on. He will have to rotate, and he will have to hide inside of the gas to try to give some more points for Cruzeiro before is taking the center of the safe zone. They are an incredible team that can take the spot from Real on the top of the team of the day list, but Real still have all 4 players to fight. They have the upper hand, they have the higher ground, they have a great positioning to try to go for the end game. They see R7 by the edge of the safe zone. The ice is broken. R7 tries to keep himself. Lots of Skylar skills over there, and R7 doesn't give the points to Real. 11 kills on the hands of Real, and now they will have to deal with B4 to try to go inside of the safe zone, and Real knows that B4 is all inside of that watchtower. Juninho XL will put Antunes to the floor. Godunida is still in this battle, and it's not only a Real versus B4's battle. We know that B4 has a good positioning, but the watchtower is a dangerous spot. One good placed grenade or grenade launcher shot could take down the whole squad over there, Isa.
Yes, it can. And of course, Real with an amazing position, 11 eliminations. What an amazing game for Real. Before, finally, with the chance to close off their day in the best note possible. And of course, God Unidas also being in the chance. We have a 4v4v3. 3 players on the before team, but ooh, look at the headshot from Japa towards I think it was Chinese. So
Iago.
Yes, very strong end game. I'm looking forward to seeing which one of those teams is going to take it, but it's gonna come to who has the most resources in this end game.
Let's check out who has the most resources, as Isa pointed out, because before is forced to leave the watchtower, and only 3 players from before to try to fight in the end of this matchup. Miguel will put Japa XL to the floor and back to the lobby now. 3 teams, 10 players, 3 from before, 3 from Real, and 4 from God Unidas. The numbers advantage is in the hands of God Unidas, but the high ground advantage is in the hands of Real. Let's check out who will get the booyah here today, if it will be a double booyah from before or Real, or if Gadonidas will get their first booyah of the day. Miguel gets tattooed to the floor. Gadonidas fighting really well from the top down. And Marreta will get the great grenade launcher shots to send out Real. Amazing shot by Marreta. And LBFF wants to hold their spot against the players from Gadonidas. Miguel is trying to flank. Chinese gets the shot out, but no damage onto Miguel. Lots of grenade launcher shots from the players of Gadonidas as Marreta tries to get the shots out, the grenades out. Rigby will get them all. Rigby will get them all with the Charge Buster. So it's a boo! Yeah, Gadonidas! Great job keeping their full squad up until the end of the game. They fought from the bottom up. They had to deal with Real, who had the high ground advantage. And then they had to deal with B4 on the same level. And they got the better of all those teams with their 4 players still alive, Isa.
Yes, amazing position by Gadonidas, amazing match. And of course, with Juning, they were able to get the final booyah for the day. So great for Gadonidas that had a very regular day up until now. But of course, one of the highlights of this match was really how good Real played. Look, 19 points, even falling in the 3rd position, and Antunes with 4 kills as one of the MVPs. So congratulations for Real as well, that played so well and really showed a different game than what we usually expect from them. But of course, in the 3rd position, Cruzeiro with 13 points. 4th position goes to B4 with 11, also a good punctuation. And Netshoes Miners with 9 points. Netshoes Miners also did not have a bad round. I think that at the end of the day, they are going to have kind of a good punctuation, which is important for them as well. And in the 6th position, there is Laude.
What messes up with Netshoes Miners, they had a decent day here today, but they are fighting against Real, who had an incredible day here today.
Yes.
So despite the good performance by Netshoes Miners, the luck was not on their side here today. We're going to the 2nd page of the punctuation here, of the highlights of the day to check out, because Fluxo, once again, not a good game for them. Vivocade, not a good game for them. BD Vasco, not a good game for them. So many teams on the top of the standings not having a good day here today.
Yes, but the one that really seems to be having the worst phase is Black Dragons Vasco, because what has been happening to them has little explanation for me, at least. But next week we're going to see how they're going to come up, because right now 7th position with 5 points for them. In the 8th position, Fluxo also with 5 points. We have Team Liquid with 4, Vivocade with 4, Nitrox and 00 Nation making 0 points for this last map of Bermuda. And of course, that's gonna affect, because right now I think that Netshoes Miners is gonna be fighting 00 Nation, and of course they have probably they have passed Liberty.
I don't know, they were 14 points behind
14.
Liberty, if I believe. Once again, Netshoes not leaving the relegation zone. However, they closed the gap, and they will be here tomorrow as well as Liberty. It will be a direct confrontation between those two teams to see who will finish off week number 6 inside of the relegation zone. An important battle between those 5 teams on the bottom: Nitrox, Real, Netshoes Miners, Liberty, and 00 Nation. Today, there was not too much of a difference between 3 of those teams: 00, Nitrox, and Liberty that didn't play. But good day for Netshoes and Real. Real that gets closer to Tropa to try to leave the access group zone, and Netshoes Miners that gets closer to Liberty to leave the direct relegation zone.
Yes, that is true. And so I'm so interested to seeing the standings, because it's gonna be the most important thing for the end of this week. No, right? But for the end of this day, of course. And we are going to see how the teams are going to be positioned, and it's important to give some special attention to the teams that are on the Group B, because the teams that are on the Group B are not going to be playing tomorrow. So it's important to see where they are going to sleep at, because tomorrow that might be completely shaken.
That might be completely shaken, changed, and destroyed for the Group B, or maybe if those rivals that will be playing here tomorrow from groups A and C don't get the points that they need, maybe Group B will have a good motivation for the next weeks. We're talking about the 3 last weeks of the season. We're getting to 2/3 of the season already gone, and some things might change from now to the end. CS with 121 kills in 6 weeks. That's close to what he did in 6 weeks last season for this squad of Fluxo, where he got closer to the MVP list from MTS. Iago with 108, however, 7 falls less than CS because he didn't play for 1 fall here for before. Bobs with 100 will still be playing here tomorrow. Gus will still be playing here tomorrow. Hender with 94 won't play here tomorrow, Isa.
Yes, and what shocked me the most is that tomorrow Iago has to do 13 kills to get to CS. And of course, that is a lot of kills, but that's not too much for Iago.
It's doable indeed, as we see Japa Excel, the sniper for Real, the MVP for the day. 16 kills, 9,000.
Oh my God, look at the damage.
67 damage. 7 assists for him. Great day by Real, great day by Japa. I think that sided by Antunes in VM7, Real found their best role, their best spot. 36 points in Bermuda for them. Antunes with 10 kills, tThe with 10 kills, VM7 with 8 kills. Geteco that got a moment of play here, got no kills. However, a great day by Real.
Yes, great day by Hal. Their only kind of tremble map was Purgatory, but still amazing performance out of them, and that's going to get them far in the standings. I really want to see it, but so far, let's see the highlights of the day. And look, Real really did amazingly in comparison to the other teams.
And before with that amazing start, 52 points in 3 maps, got to the 2nd position, Cruzeiro in the 3rd position of the day. Let's check out the standings to see how those highlights changed the day. Fluxo still not able to get to Magic Squad, 3 points behind Magic Squad, and the week is over for Fluxo. Now we have before 36 points behind Magic Squad. It's a doable change tomorrow, but before needs to perform as they did on the first half of the day here today, is it?
Yes, yes. Of course, not good news for Fluxo because before is playing tomorrow. Not good news for Black Dragons Vasco because Vivo Cage is playing tomorrow and it's only a 10-point difference. And of course, we see Loud that's also ending their day in the 9th position, but we are going to have Cruzeiro, Metagaming, Team Liquid, all of those teams playing tomorrow, so everyone's gonna get a chance to kind of make a pass at Loud. And of course, Real getting to the 13th position with 504 points. Of course, that's a great performance for them, and that is the effect that those points had on them, that this amazing round had on them.
And it's important to see that Real will sleep outside of the relegation zone, the access group zone here today, and they don't play tomorrow anymore. However, they will still have time to breathe a little bit, to think, and to know that they are actually at least close to Tropa if Tropa doesn't have an incredible day here tomorrow. Once again, don't forget to follow us on our social media at FF Esports PR. Follow me at Marcelo Ferrantini. Follow Isa at Isa13X. It's always great to have the conversations with you guys from all around the world. And Isa, once again, a pleasure to be by your side to bring one more round of this LBFF 7.
Pleasure to be here, and I am looking forward for tomorrow to finish off our week, so I'll catch you tomorrow.
We'll catch you tomorrow, and don't forget to be here at 8 p.m. Brazilian time. Don't forget to follow the channel and turn on your notifications so you'll know that we're getting to the round number 18 of LBFF. I expect you guys here tomorrow because we're taking off. We're clear to take off, so let's hit the skies. It's time to drop. We'll see you tomorrow.